All right. So, back to live stream. Dropping my mic here. Can't be doing that. But let's get this set up real fast. I thought I had this set up nice where it would stand on its own, but apparently I was wrong. So, I might be a little loud right now. But anyway, so that's the mic. And we're going to continue from where we were left off at. Alright, and so I'm going to turn on the messages for anybody who's watching. And let's get this going. Alright. So. Oh, I didn't save from the Satiros fight. Okay, I'm gonna quickly go through all this. I'm just gonna speed through most of the cutscenes. Decisions in this game don't really mean anything. I last left off in Altin, so I'm gonna have to catch up really quickly with everybody. Wow, that's not good at all. Okay. Alright, so we got some Delusion on buff. Have Flint go. Actually, I believe Ragnarok's stronger than Flint at the moment. Have him use Kieran. Plasma, and she can use Tundra. Alright, everybody's kind of low, so I'm going to spend a turn with my healers. Healing up my weak men. Cool. Alright. And I believe Ragnarok is stronger than using Flint, if I remember from the damage calculations correctly. But there's a potential that I'm wasting. Ah, that's not good. Okay, who's got the Water of Life? Isaac's got the Water of Life. Oh man, that's awful. Whew. So spend a turn, everybody healing themselves up, I guess. Probably the best call. Because we need Mia to get her double water Jin out. More Ragnaroks. Guess give everybody more attack. So magic in this game is based on a flat number. If I hadn't already gone over that, magic, the synergy. Gosh, wow, he just got murdered. So that didn't work out like I thought it would, which is unfortunate because we definitely need to take this guy out. Okay, that's it. Cool, we got the synergy crystal. We wasted a lot of items there. Unlike the first time we went through this, we kind of just cleared it super easily. Alright, there's a lot of stuff that's happened. Lots of cutscenes. Really story-heavy portion right there. So I'm just gonna go down, get rid of everything that I just need to catch up for where we were at last time, which is unfortunate that this happened. So, alright, cool. I'm gonna heal up an email really fast. I could have just healed up at the other place, but or with using the Hermes water, but I kind of want to get the synergy points back as well. And it's not like money's too important to us at this point in the game, so it's not. I'm not sweating it. Man, I'm really far back. I really didn't want to have to do that. We have to go all the way through Mogal Forest and the Fuchin Temple, which is unfortunate. Well, that's what I get for not saving a game. Cool. I think we got a level up there. Yeah, most likely. We're just gonna trade these Jin over. I like Isaac's class being the swordsman. At least early on in the game, it works out because there's just not enough Jin for some of the tri-level classes yet. Samurais, ninjas, things like that. So, I just prefer this moveset a little bit more with Thorn, Cutting Edge. And it also gives Mia the ability to use Froth. Yeah, Froth and Mad Growth, which is nice. And again, Synergy isn't, for the most part, except for really specific ones, it's not boosted in power by using somebody of that same elemental affinity. So you don't have to worry about doing less damage either. but I don't like the classes that Garrett and Ivan get if they swap over, so I'm just not going to do that. I think I've already talked to Lord McCoy. Since we've done what we needed to over there, I'm just going to go move this tree really quick. If I move the tree over into this little shoreline, then we'll get a hard net after we restore everybody's HP. Which I didn't do last time. Here's another cutscene. We've already seen it. Basically, they're just like, hey, innate synergy, or synergy, however you want to pronounce it, is what's protecting them from all this. Trees are basically confused as to what's going on, and they're angry. Alright. Which, if you've seen the previous one, then you kind of already know what's happened at this point in the game. But if you haven't, I'm just going to do very brief summaries until we catch up to where we were at in Altin, which hopefully should be less than 30 minutes. Fingers crossed. Alright. I haven't gone to Kalima. I haven't gone to Kalima yet. So we're going to have to go there afterward. It's not important that we go now, but... Oh, looks like we got to level up on Isaac, and I didn't realize. Alright, cool. We could use catch beads to get this nut, which I guess I might as well. There we go. Used to think they were balloons when I first played through the game, but that is not the case. I got lost. No, we gotta go this way. Alright, these... I think there were new weapons to buy in email, but I just forgot. Which is unfortunate, but we're gonna just keep going. Once Kalima is brought back, there'll be new weapons in Kalima as well, and there'll be some in Xi'an as well after we get past the Mogal Forest. But it's not too important. The weapons that we get are only minor upgrades to what we have at the moment, and the one that we get in Mogal Forest is a named weapon that gives us Arctic Howl, which is another unleash for the weapons. And the unleash rate in weapons is tied to luck, if I remember correctly, and there's a base unleash rate in this game that's 35%. So you just always have like a third of a chance to unleash a weapon. Or, well, the unleash rate is tied to the weapon, I'm pretty sure. One of the best weapons in the game, the Gaia Blade, has an unleash rate that's that high. There's a rare item on this side. I just need to move this over slightly. Move that. Move this. Gosh, I don't remember how to do this one. Oh, that's how you do it. Move this over to the side. Push that down. And then move this other one back to the other side. And then easy peasy, it's where you need everything to be. Hit the sluice gate, get back over there, jump across, pick up a fur coat. This is nice to have if you want to go into the water temple at some point after this, or not the water temple, the Mercury Lighthouse, because it gives you the water resistance, but we've already finished that, so not very important, but at least we can sell it for money, which isn't a bad option. Alright. Alright, and then we just go down the staircase. Whoops, that staircase, my apologies. Move this over to the side. We can ignore that last log over there since it's not important to us jumping across. So, go back over. Hit the dam. Is there an item on this side? I don't remember if there is. I don't think there is. Yeah, no. Alright, and then we hop across. And I already got the Water of Hermes, which is what we picked up in the Mercury Lighthouse at the bottom. And we'll be using that immediately after finishing this area up. We're just going to ignore these things. I mean, we've talked to them before. They're basically just like, who are you? You're the ones who resisted the glamour. What's happening? And so they're confused, but it doesn't matter. I don't think there's an exit on this first floor. Oh my gosh, turbo. Alright, explore real fast. I think there's a treasure chest on this side now. Just spiders. Cool. Yeah, no treasure chest. Alright, wasted time, sorry about that. Cool. jump over those things. You only get one jump on the leaves. Nothing important here either. So we just climb up this top area, and we're gonna just murder everybody, I guess. That's kind of where we're at. My apologies. Maybe maybe that's too harsh of a word, but we did definitely need to clear through these guys. All right, and now we learned Fireball and Garrett, which is really good because we need another 5-hitting move for those groups of 4 that are coming in at us. We can go take that Synergy Stone if we want. I'm actually going to use Ply on Big Bow, on Ivan. Oh, that ring is a healing ring. It's okay. It can break if you equip it on anybody. But I guess I'll just fall and grab it just for the sake of completion. Alright. I think I'm going to move a couple of the units. Garrett's attack is lower, so what we're going to do is we're going to balance out the attacks. Have about almost 200 on that side, and or a little over 200 on the left side, and a little over a little under 200 on the right side. So hopefully that'll be enough to be able to knock out any enemies if we go 2 by 2. And I messed that up. Don't jump on the spiders. Jumping on the spiders will just make you fall right through the bottom. Alright. Jump on that. Turbo up. Jump out this way. This one takes you to the right, which I believe takes you up and into a Jupiter Djinn, which you can't really do. And you can fight the Jupiter Djinn, but this room doesn't lead you to anything very important, just a nut. So, and you can't access the middle of the tree from here. So, fight the Jupiter Djinn. We're just gonna basically knock them out as fast as possible. No reason to keep this fight going. There you go. And there it is. We killed it. Very easy. I mean, we already went through the Mercury Lighthouse, which is a much higher level zone. So coming in to this point, we're definitely backtracking. The way that the difficulty scales is pretty, you know, it's very forgiving because you can choose whichever option you want. And Mercury Lighthouse isn't too much more difficult than this tree, but the average level of the zone is, I'd say, maybe 3 or 4 levels higher. Which means if you go in and you're unprepared for Sataros without doing any grinding of any sort, you're going to be in a bad spot. But I like that it rewards you by giving you a little bit higher level items and giving you Mercury Djinn, because having a 4th member of the party is just super important. Oh, we got a Weasel's Claw from that drop, so that's good. And we're just gonna go in. The idea of this is supposed to, if you're supposed to remember that in the center of every single room there's a pitfall that you need to fall through. If you mess up the first couple times, you'll fall like to the right or to the left of it, and when you do that, eventually it's supposed to stick in you that you're supposed to fall down the hole. And once you fall down the hole, you know, Trek comes through and he's like, ah, yeah, I'm gonna kill you. He's frightening. He's a nightmare fuel, you know, normal stuff. Storm Ray, stronger spell than anything else we've got at the moment. Heat Wave, stronger than Volcano. And we're just going to Mad Growth. This is first turn, so we don't need to really worry about much. He's weak against fire, though, so I'm going to have Isaac use an Oil Drop, which does a set amount of damage. Or not a set amount of damage, it uses a Synergy that's tied to it. It's a little bit stronger than Flare Wall, I believe. Yeah, 111 damage. Alright. And it looks like Big Bow and Blue are a little low, so I'm just going to cast some Cures. Just have Garrett do some damage, and then have another Cure going out. Want to make sure everybody's alive. And yeah, again, not nearly as hard as the Sataros fight, even though I'm like turboing through most of this. Basically, he doesn't have enough power to undo the curse that he put on everybody, so now he's like, I'm dying, so there's nothing you can do for me. Nothing big changes here. It's gonna pull up your menu automatically, and use the Hermes water, and then everything comes back to life. Cool music plays in the background. They're just like, oh wow, life's everywhere. Check it out. We killed all these people, and it made me so angry because of the Synergy Stones and all the monsters, and now there's a giant evil forest to the south. And they cured everybody of their their affliction of being a tree. So, all's well that ends well. Sounds better. There's still random encounters in this area of the map, so I mean, keep that in mind. As I say that, we get into a random encounter. All right, and then we're just gonna, you know, take everybody out, easy peasy. All right, and I'm trying to get my way out of here. Again, turboing through most of this if possible. I just really don't want to have to redo everything, but alas, I don't get that choice. There are a couple things in the Mogal Forest that we need to do. We need to grab the attack apple, which is very good. Just having a raw attack stat for not needing to level up is amazing. And then we need to grab a jacket. I can't remember which jacket it is, though, for the life of me. I forget about that item all the time. Anyway, we're getting out of the woods. We're going to go back to the Bilibin barricade, because these people are there. And then these people were trees at one point, and now they give us a hard nut, which is extra defense. Because defense is pretty easy to get on most characters, I'm going to buoy the defense of Big Bo, since he is just death incarnate. He's so squishy and fragile that nothing, if he's not being healed, he's just gonna die. Here, there are new weapons, so we can buy here if we would like. There's Adept's clothes, which are really good for everybody, just because having more PP for you is super important. So I'm just gonna give everybody that. Let's see. The Synergy armor that we picked up in the Lighthouse last game is basically these, but heavy armor. Or medium armor. So, you don't have to worry about that too much. Bronze shields, I'm sure... Oh, Garrett doesn't have a bronze shield. That's strange. Everybody's got that. And then the armlet, I believe, is better than leather gloves. Yeah, there we go. Alright, okay. So, oh, the bronze helm, better than the open helm. And the leather cap. Wow, I really didn't... I really didn't equip Garrett at all. We gotta sell this leather armor. I'm gonna sell this empty bottle. Potions essentially do the same thing as the water of life. I'm gonna sell the bandit sword since it's unimportant at this point. Sell the sleep bombs since they're not important. And then the smoke bombs since, again, I just need normal items that aren't gonna be totally useless for me. Let's see, what else was it giving? Armlets. Right? No. Open them. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Awesome. So now everybody's got stuff. They're out of stock of special ingredient or special equipment. So I'm going to sell this fur coat that we've got. And I'm also going to sell the sleep bomb. Ah, I forgot to use the crystal powder we picked up on the Setaros fight. Anyway. I think we get an elven tunic in the Mogal Woods. That's what it is. I'm going to give the broad axe to Garrett, since that's just a really good weapon for him. And then I think there's an artifact. Whoops. Bandit sword. No artifact yet. We already have the Ankh. And that's not it. We need to go get the Jinn that's here in this town. So we're going to go do that. It's a very easy little path. You just need to know that you can travel behind the little house to get into this underground cave, which if you didn't know that you could do it, then then it's difficult, and there might be hints by some of the people that tell you about what you can do, but if not, you can just go behind the house. A little bit of prodding around will eventually get you there. We just get them for free. Sweet. Alright, now that Granite's on her, you can see the huge boost to all her stats because she's getting her extra class. We're going to get the extra class for Ivan. Now everybody's got 2 Jinn. This is good. Good start to the rest of the game. Now... There we go. Everybody's doing a lot of damage now. This is very nice. Just going to leave. Don't need to go back for anything at this point. I already used the hard nut. Now we go over here. That guy sees us. He was a tree last episode. And then we go through. Fuchin Temple time. Mole time. Never mind. The little area right before the Mogal Woods, which has a mixture of the email, the enemies are on email, and whoops, and everything else. All right, we gotta mind read him, and then he says he knows how to do Synergy, and so he wakes up his person. Ah, man. Hit the wrong dialogue option. Yes. Alright, now he opens up the waterfall for us. Now that we do that, we talk to this guy, move up to the top of the little thing, jumps over to the side, scares us, go into the waterfall. Mimic fight right here. Kind of low on PP, but whatever. I'm just going to do everything I possibly can to just take him out right here. Oh, couldn't do it in one turn. No one-turn wonders here. Sad day. Alright, but two-turn wonder, so whatever. So we're going to keep going forward. This cave, I already went over it before. There's special hidden things throughout. This dark room, it's dark because there's a hidden path that casts a shadow on the ground at some point. So what we need to do is go around at the top and eventually open up the key to the dragon. Or open up the key, give the dragon its little eye gem like we gave the Minotaurs in the first zone in the Soul Sanctum. But this time, instead of doing that, we could just move right across. Because the pathway's there already. What the dragon does is light up the room so that it casts a shadow on the ground beneath it. So we already discovered the item, the Orb of Force. And we're going to give this to Mia, I guess. There's no particular reason why. And we're going to set Force to L. Because I just don't want to have to keep mashing it. Ah, god damn it. I've made myself walk on the spikes. Not a whole lot of damage, but if you walk on too many, you'll eventually chip yourself down to near death. I don't think you can die on them, but it definitely drops you to 1 HP. Okay. Alright, skeleton dropped. And now we take this downward staircase, move over this way, whoops. Move over this way, grab the chest. Now we get the Arctic Blade. I don't think there's anything else that's very important in this zone. And then we give the Elven Rapier to Ivan, since it's just a good weapon for him. Go down. Ah! Real quick, I just wanted to see. And then you can see that these little spikies hinder movement towards the right. You could still move over if you really want to, like there's no reason not to, it just does a little bit of damage. Or you can stay safe and not do that. Take the log over. And then there's a Jupiter Gin here. So that's the importance of this one. There we go. Solve that little tiny puzzle there, nothing too complex. And now we just hit it with everything we possibly can throw at it. And if you notice, Froth Sphere, it's got a 5-hit on it, and it's a Mercury type water move. Very good. It's gonna be decent for us as we're going forward, because Mia normally doesn't have access to that. So just move forward. And since her base attack stat's kind of low, normally fighting with weapons is just not her strong suit. That's gonna be how we go up and put the crystal in the eyeball. So having synergy for Mia is a strong option that is available to us. Put this over here, jump across the path, grab the orb. I don't know if you need to do this, but I mean, I'm just re-showing it. You might as well, there's no reason not to. And then put the orb in the socket, the dragon's eye in the socket, and you can see the little shadow that we took across. There's a pathway on the tiles right north of that. Alright, cool. Now that we've done all that, I'm just going to retreat. There's no reason to keep staying in this zone. We've already finished it. So, get out, and then, yeah, we completed the test. Now we have to go talk to the master again, and he's going to tell us about Key, sorry. Yes, I do seem confused. Yeah, alright. Basically says that there are monsters that are scared of us in the woods and they don't want to fight, they just, you know, want to live. So we don't have to kill them, we just follow them through the woods because they know exactly where they're going. Basically just saying to us, use the Orb of Force on the stumps and the monsters will take us where we need to go. So, I don't remember this pathway all too well. Oh god. Alright. Oh! I think this is it. I think this is the way he went. Yep. Cool. Alright. And we're going to just get rid of all these people. I can't hit it from this way. So we got to go across. Another nut on that side. I'm not going to pick it up. It's not important. Nuts, I guess you could sell them if you really wanted to, but again, money's not too huge of an issue for us at this point in the game. And we're just going to Frost Sphere. Yeah. They resist water, which is unfortunate. Alright, and I believe he goes this way. Yep. Alright. That one goes south, and this one, I believe, goes east. Alright. The one that takes us east takes us to an apple. Very good item. Why we get it. There we go. Alright, somebody leveled up. Don't know who it was, but awesome. Alright, attack apple. Really good. Instead of, we could use it on someone like Ivan or Mia, but I'm just going to use it on Isaac. Like, there's just no reason to not use it on the main character. Your main character gets some of the strongest synergy in the game. Some of the ones that are based off of your actual base attack stat that are multiplicative instead of just additive. Oh, I ran from that fight. Oh well. Unimportant. This little puzzle right here is if you don't get the Orb of Force, which isn't necessary to complete the game, it's a definite optional item. Is just kind of here to be a gate to the Venus Djinn or Genie, and you just gotta take him out. So we're just gonna keep fighting because that's what we do, and take him out. And we get Quartz, and Quartz is good. He gives the party the ability to actually have revives, which isn't really available to us at this point. I gotta use Force, knocks that monkey into the other one, or the ape. And having revives is very nice at this level, because if anybody dies now, we're not gonna have to use Water of Lives, but we need to make sure that whoever has the Venus Djinn stays alive. So I believe we get another one later on in the game as well, but by that point we have more options for reviving without costing too much. Alright. Whoops. Alright, yeah, we went the right way. Cool. Alright. And there's only 3 of them here, so we get to use some of our stronger spells. For the most part, spells that hit more people are a little bit weaker in general than other ones are. Alright, and then this guy goes south, and I believe this guy oops. This guy fights us, and then the other one's gonna go east. Or west, sorry. And then we're just gonna take this guy out. No point in using synergy on that fight. We can go this way. Small puzzle, and we get the Elven shirt. Which is just a mithril shirt that boosts agility. So, really good for anybody who's particularly slow. For some of, because it doubles your, no, it increases your agility by half, which, again, it can be super useful on some characters. This also allows you to give someone like Garrett, who's particularly slow, the ability to catch up with everyone else and not move last. Or if you really want to boost his defense, mitigate some of the drawbacks on using the turtle boots, which cuts your defense by half. So yeah, even if you do use the turtle boots, it's not going to be like nullified by the shirt, but it at least gets, you know, mitigated somewhat. All right, and then we're gonna knock that monkey out into the other one. And kill his death head. Wrong direction. There we go. Push this log back up. Alright, got another level. And we're gonna keep going. And we go south at this point. There's no more like hidden paths. This south path will take you to the exit of the forest, and there's an ape that's in there. You can't actually hit the stump at this point. Oh man, that's not good. Drop my mic. Oh no. Alright, let's see. Sorry about that. That was probably loud and not very pleasant to hear. Alright. I think that should hold. I need some washers for this mic stand. It kind of hangs off the side of a table, and so it's not the most solid of holds, man. Yeah, hold on, I need to find some way to keep this microphone up. I'm at a different place streaming this time. I'm at home this time, and so that makes a big difference. So let's see if I can get this to just stand. Okay, I hope that sounds clear. Sorry about the loud banging that you heard from the mic as it fell down. That should hopefully hold. Alright. We're just gonna grind a little bit before we head to Altin. Alright, cool. And now we go out. So this is the boss, Big Monkey. Scary guy if you're not prepared for him. But we are prepared for him, so nothing really to worry about too much. We can use tier 3, or the first tier 3 spell, which is Cybele. Or not tier 3 spell, tier 3 summon, named Cybele. But that's a Venus summon, and honestly, the benefits that we get from having our class, compared to being a monotype, Adept is just too good to give up. We're going to put Ply on blue, just so she stays alive. And then, again, we're just going to have everybody focus damage onto killing him. Alright, and we got the Dow's drop. We're just going to give the Dow's drop to buff, I guess. I like having a lot of different Synergy to use. Put some cures on everybody. Alright, and we have no mana on her anymore. This little zone right here, we get to see the coastline right here. There isn't anything very important about that coastline, but eventually you'll be able to travel across it in the sequel. I'm actually not gonna have her use any magic. And then we single target him down. Alright. And now we're in Xi'an. Mulberry trees. There's a Venus Djinn over here, and she's collecting water, so what we need to do is make her pee it out. We frost it. Excuse me. Oh, man. There we go. Alright, and we frost it, we make a pillar. And then we go across. Pick that up, the Mercury Djinn. Up here, there's a temple. We hit the bog from far away. And we hit it from across the line, and then there's a little cutscene where Faizi is on her way out. And then they talk about how Chi is is a body-based energy, whereas Ki is a mind-based, which is stronger because the only limits you have from your mind are mental. So, yeah, that's essentially where we're at this point. We're gonna go in here and we're gonna buy some items because there are now new weapons that are available to everybody. So I believe the battle rapier is stronger than the battle mace. But we're going to get some artifacts really quick. No new artifacts, never mind. And even though the Elven Rapier is 10 points weaker, the Unleashed chance is kind of what I'm waiting on. In the same with the Arctic Blade. I'd rather have the Unleashed chance than a stronger weapon. Alright. Alright, and then armor is actually what we're coming in to get. Oops. Because the silk robes are just a direct bonus. Iron shields, very good for everybody who's got the bronze versions of stuff. Shirts normally are more magical than other things, so normally hats can be replaced without any issue, and arm pieces. I think there are occasions in the sequel that it's different, but in this game, not so much. Alright, now that we've caught up... Oh, let's talk with her really fast. And she says that we'll meet. She has the power of seeing the future, by the way. And, oh, cool. We got the Mars Djinn first try. Cool. Easy. Oh. Ah, she's still out of energy. We're just going to cast Sidebell on him. Might as well. We're at this point. Might as well see what it is. I really like this character. The big frog with the trees growing out of him. Very, very cool. I like it. And he's dead. Cool. Now we get new Mars Djinn Corona, which gives everybody extra defense. Very cool. Now we have Mist as well, which is a decent enough... Ooh, she died. Alright. So now... can't trade while it's recovering. So, she's going to be dead for another battle. Sadly. But we can revive her next battle, so that's no problem. Hopefully. Wow. Maybe not. Alright, we're just going to go to the Sanctum, heal her back up, and we'll go to the inn so that we can have some heals going on. This run has gone much more different than the last one has. Alright, and then we're going to stay in the inn. Cool. Alright. Now we're going to leave. Everybody's alive. Everybody's at max. Now we head out to Altin. Because we can't reach the Lamacon temple yet until we finish the... At least I don't think we can reach it until we finish the Altin Mines portion of the game. And we need to do this really quick. Frost this over to get an item. I don't remember what the item is particularly, but it is an item. Did I not equip the Iron Shield on somebody? No, I did. Okay. For a second I thought I had it. Alright. And we're going to use Growth. Slide down here. Jump across. And Power Bread. More HP. We could give it to somebody who's really squishy, and I think that's what I'm going to do. And more HP on our already pretty bulky characters is nice, but unlike in like an MMO or something, it's just not necessary. Alright, now we go into Altin after this fight. Nice. And we get an attack drop from the Unleash from Arctic Howl, which is nice. And we get a Bramble Seed and a Vial. So Bramble Seeds will essentially use a version of Briar. Oh, cool. So first things first, we're gonna move this top area. Move that over to the side, because there's a treasure chest with a Sight Crystal. Nothing too great. We could sell it if we want, if we are that desperate, or we could use it to regen our Synergy in some of these longer dungeons, because Altin Peak, if I remember correctly, is one of the longest in the game until basically the Venus Lighthouse. And we see that giant water statue jump into the Altin Mines. And this is where you get introduced to the fact that you can frost over puddles of water. If you didn't already know, I mean, we've already done that. So you have a little tutorial area right there. Very cool. And then he's going to jump over to the side and then continue spraying water into the bottoms. We don't like that, so we're going to fight him. The living statue. Very frightening. I always thought it was kind of like an adorable statue, but I never noticed the giant red fangs. Pretty cool, pretty crazy. We basically caught up where we're at, so I'm not going to use Turbo as much at this point. So, yeah. Alright, we're just fighting. I mean, very simple. I mean, he's got water-based synergy. Okay. I'm just gonna keep fighting. Might as well. Sorry about this. I'm sending out a text message very fast. Alright. Cool! Living statues dead, 900 coins, and another vial, which is 500 HP. And we get the Frost Jewel, so anybody can use Frost at this point, which is very convenient because now I don't have to keep unequipping all the Jinn to use the spell. I am going to give this to Ivan since I think that that's going to be very convenient for him. And I'm going to... yeah, I'm going to move Force with Frost since it's just... if I remember correctly, Frost is going to be more useful to us as we're continuing through the game at this point. Alright. Cool. And now we're in Altin, and if you notice, the water level dropped slightly. And, you know, the armor is out here. You can see that the next floor down is going to be the one where we can pick up armor, gear, stuff that's going to be important to us in that way. Let's see. Don't think there's anything else important on the second floor, but there are healing supplies in the Sanctum, obviously. I think the Sanctum was already available to us. Cool. So we're going to keep going forward. And we can't go through here. So this is my first time back in Altin in a very long time, so my apologies if I'm not too familiar with the whole entire area, but I will be very soon. Alright, Garrett gets a 16, killing some trash, so I mean, that's, you know, that's a thing. Boss battles I don't think I'm going to completely haste through, but the minor battles, unless otherwise said, I'm probably going to speed through a couple, if not most of them. It looks like they are wind resistant though. The only reason I say that is because if you notice, they seem to be taking less damage from. They also get the little period next to their damage numbers, which means that they are resistant as compared to being weak or just normally affected by Ivan's weapons. So something to keep in mind. There we go, and we're just gonna do that. So new slimes are available to us to fight, and I used the wrong spell for Ivan. New slimes, they're not very strong, but they do exist. And Briar. I need to continue using Fireball on buff Garrett, because Fireball is actually still stronger than Flame Wall, until we get Flare Storm, which on my first playthrough of this game, or my first full playthrough when I was much younger, I already had Flare Storm by this point in the game, which I believe is like a level 20 ability, or somewhere along those lines. Let's see what level we're at right now, 16, 15. So I grinded it up much more. With this, the minecarts have a little bit of puzzles and stuff associated with them. This is where we get introduced to the fact that the minecarts are going to be important for this, for this entire zone. So it's not my favorite part of the game, the minecarts, but it's a thing that exists. Alright, and level 16 Magician. So that's where we're at. Alright, so we can't venture any farther, but what we can do is kill these slime beasts. And now we need to go into the minecart. Take the little minecart ride, follow that all the way down, and boop, right over and into the monster. Cool, so living statues there. Then basically, I'm just going to try and do everything I possibly can to take it out in the first turn. It's slightly resistant to water, and by slightly resistant I mean it's going to fully resist it, and so I'm just going to do whatever does the most damage, which means earth-based synergies and fire-based ones. Water Blessing, dealing a ton of damage right there. Oops. Again, more with Briars, Storm Rays, Fireballs. I wonder if Fireball does more than Heat Wave right now. Nah, Heat Wave does more. I think Heat Wave goes off of your base attack, and then you add something to that, going off the enemy's fire resistance. Potentially. I'm not 100% sure on that. Let's see. I didn't use any Jinn, right? I should probably heal up. There we go. Everybody's healed up, and now we're going to continue forward. We could go outside. The equipment shop is now open, since we've unlocked that now, and we can move across and go to the other side. So yeah, now we have full access to this entire room, which is good. We're just gonna kill that slime beast. Now that we got that, let's continue forward. Ah, unfortunate. So this rock, this little meatball here, there's a gem of lift that we get at some point. I think we get it here in the Altin Peak. And that lift gem is how we're going to be able to get past those little rocks that are down like that. You might have noticed that there was one like that in Vale as well when we were still in the town. Alright. And we're just gonna exit this cave. I probably should have just used retreat, but I might as well get some XP while we're out here. Alright. Storm Ray real fast. Fireball. Cool. And obviously difficulty goes down with grinding. I mean, that's just... Oh god, I messed up. So, I'm gonna try to avoid too much of that. But, might as well just continue where I'm at while I'm ahead. And, alright. So Altin's available. Now there's a new armor shot. Chainmail is available. The extra PP that we get from the Synergy armor and the agility is just too good at the moment. The gauntlets, though, are better than the iron shields that we have access to. And I believe we already have iron helms. No, we do not. But so we'll upgrade the iron helms since we haven't upgraded hats in a little bit of time at least. Iron shields, 115. So we get a 4-point increase in defense. 4 point. Oh, and armlets are available. Oh yeah, we're just gonna upgrade everybody then. Cool. We can do that real fast. Game tickets are nice too. We can use them to play the slots later on in the game. Chainmail though, we're just gonna ignore. Let's see, does he have any artifacts? The China dress. It's cool, but you have to use a use action in game during the battle to be able to get the bonus. So I'm not a huge fan of it. Let's see. I believe the next place we need to go is through that first zone. So now that we've dropped the water level a second time, the first zone has now has more access. Since we've already been through that second zone and it kind of led us to nowhere. So we go this way. Alright. Oops, let's move. Cool. Freeze that. Take that away. Nope, it wasn't that. Oh man, I don't remember where I gotta go. Ah, unfortunate. Anyway, this is the reason I don't really like this zone so much. I just don't remember things in here. Ah, so now we go around. There we go. Okay, this is the place with the water level that hadn't fallen yet. So, over here. Kill a tarantula real fast, and we're gonna take the minecart ride. Just because it's marginally faster than what we were doing before. I don't believe we need to take the minecart for this zone. No, wait, hold on. No, ignore what I said. We definitely need to take the minecart for this zone. Unfortunate. Alright. Hopping back on the minecart. Hopping back in the minecart again. Taking the second path now that that switch has been flipped. And boop, over the side. Awesome. That's how we do it. And some calamars. Little squids. They're all gonna die. So they're all gone. And we pick up this item. It's a mimic. Wasn't expecting that. I forgot that was a mimic. All right. Storm Ray. I mean, you essentially know what we're doing at this point. Basically, cutting down everything we can at this, using the same little. Oh man, I just wasted a turn. Cutting down every enemy that's in front of us with the same essential move set, since that's just the most efficient. Another game ticket from that mimic. Just gonna use apply since it's just 100 HP, just flat. We're not. I could have used apply well on Garrett though. That would have given them 200 HP if I remember correctly. But again, we're fine for now. Eventually we'll get Wish on Mia, and then we have to make a decision whether or not we still want her to, whether or not we still want her to be the side class that she is at the moment, but I believe we get Wish after gaining an additional amount of Synergy. And now level 17 Defender on Kinos. So good. We're doing a lot of progress. We've been getting really well. Awesome. And we're going to have to go down to get onto that minecart to go take that around the long way to get to that next spitter. There we go. Bone fighter's down. Oops. Alright. So this minecart ride is a little bit longer than the last one was. I believe we need to flip the switch immediately. And now we're fighting a little bit stronger enemies as well. These new rat fighters, the recolors of the last ones. Very cool. Like them. We're going to re-swap that. Or swap that. And now that we flipped that switch, we need to get across that zone. And then we have the frost jewel, so we'll be able to just freeze this little pillar. Get across. And now we take the minecart ride. Hop over that one, and we go the other way this time, popping us over here. Eventually we're going to have to flip the switch because we do need to take the minecart to the opposite direction, but right now we'll be fine. Alright, so this living statue has appeared. So, Briar, I mean, again, you know the drill. Very strong though. Lots of, or very bulky, I guess I should say. Since he's just got so much HP. Alright, and Cutting Edge takes it out. 900 coins, another level up. Drop the water level. So, that's awesome. We're making a lot of progress. Move over. Water drop has been washed over at this point. We need to get to the opposite side so we can pick up that item. I believe it's a special shield. I think it's the dragon shield, which gives you resistance to fire and water, which is pretty nice. Alright, cool. That switch is already flipped for us. So, move over here, run slightly, frost that over, and then kill these dirges, or take them out. Move over this way, hop on the minecart, boop, boop, and off the side. And now we grab our dragon shield. I remember this one. The dragon shield, only resists fire, not water and fire. But it'll be good for us coming into the Lamacon Desert. Garrett, I believe, already has takes neutral damage from fire, but Isaac is weak against fire, so having it on him is a good thing. That shouldn't be downplayed in any way. Alright, now that we've gotten this far, now we can go outside and go into the deepest part of the mines. And we need to remember that there is a lift stone in the second level. Ooh, lots of damage. I'm just going to do apply. Very fast. Isaac's the slowest person in our team right now. There are some classes, like the Paladin, who gets very slow movements. And they have the ability to heal as well. And again, the class system is based on which Jinn you have, or which Genie you have equipped at the time. And so, the Paladin, even though it's slow and can take a lot of bulk in this game, its ability to do heals is a little slow, but it has a revive. It has access to a revive. So it's good to keep in mind, and Isaac makes a pretty decent Paladin if you're going to take him that way. Whew, Ransec, doing a lot of damage. Alright. And now, outwards. Oh no, not yet. We need to take this last little path out. But once we get outside, easy. I think I might go stop at the inn, which should be open at this point. Oh, weapons shop. It also has a Shamshire on it, which is pretty cool. or not a shamshur, like a cutlass, a blade of that sort of way. Look, Synergy Leech, really good for this next boss since it does use a lot of synergy-based abilities. It also is just a really convenient weapon for Mia now that Ivan has the battle rapier. Other weapons that are available to us, I mean, basically the same thing we had before, just now we have a Claymore, which does an additional 20 damage, or almost 20 damage over the Arctic Blade, or 13 over the battle rapier. It's 4,000 gold though, and I don't have that at the moment, so what we're going to do is grind in this next little zone. But first, just make sure everybody's healed up. And grind a little bit for some money in this next zone, but you got a level. Make sure you take out the 8. Oh, Rat Fighter's still alive. Got some levels. And we're gonna Briar since there's 3 really strong enemies in this zone. Oops. Just 2 apes is a lot to deal with without 2 apes and then the Rat Fighter. The Rat Fighter is obviously more negligible than the 2 apes, but the 2 apes are scary. You don't want both of them. Ransack does a ton of damage, and the less we have to deal with that, the better. Oops. There we go. And that guy's down. Alright. Once we get Shine Plasma, we're going to be in a better spot since Ivan will be able to target more than just one person at a time. Cool. Taking everybody out. Alright, more rats. At one point later in the game, we'll actually have most of our units equipped with pretty good weapons. We'll have 3 Masamunes, or 2 Masamunes, which are a rare drop from a monster, but farming for it's pretty fun. Again, it's still rare, but you can increase the chances by killing some Fenrirs at the end. And it's definitely doable, and it's most definitely worth it. One of the strongest weapons in the game. I think it's actually on par with the Gaia Blade. Not with like its Unleash, but just with its raw potential for damage. If you notice, she missed out on about 1,000 XP, so that's going to be unfortunate. She'll be last to level from now on. Oh, Claymore, there we go. Give this to Garrett. And now we sell that. And I think we're going to sell these old bomb braces. Oops. We want to make sure that we can keep that fire resistance for as long as possible. Again, Isaac's pretty bulky on his own, so until we get something really substantial, we'll probably at least keep it in his inventory until we, get past the desert. Since after that point, there's going to be less fire-based enemies until the very end of the game. And even then, at the end of the game, we'll have more equipment that's much better suited. Cool, everybody's dead. Alright, so if you notice that mine cart can't be swapped, the arrow points to that direction. We're going to go the opposite direction because why not? Skipping past these rat fighters. Alright. I believe at this point we can actually, oh actually no, we can't. Forget what I said. Once we get the lift gem, which will be coming up pretty soon here, then we'll be able to go help out Shoot, who's trapped underneath a boulder in that one area where we saw Faizi, which was like the Altin Pass, I think. Alright, and we're just going to keep going forward. Long corridors. Alright, Stormy going through, Mad Growth, killing all the slime beasts. Ooh, and there's a Mercury Gin. Very good. So, having our third Mercury Gin is going to be very nice. Is it our third? No, it's our fourth. That'll be our first fourth tier gin, which is awesome. Oh, frosted the stone, or the pillar. Not what we needed to do there. But our first fourth tier would mean that we get a stronger class as well, which is amazing. So we're gonna want to do that. Then we're gonna hop across these little stone pillars. Good thing we moved them. Briar across, Storm Ray. I'm gonna use Flare Wall just because it has a lower PP cost at this point. And there we are. So hop on that, jump over. Now that we got that water, we're gonna actually frost this over. Oops, used to move. Frost this over, climb up to the top, jump across, and I missed that other. Darn it. Oops. Frost that over. There we go. Now that's where we're supposed to be at. Alright, cool. Let me take these guys out. I believe we just got Garrett a level. He became like a level 19 soldier or something along those lines. Level 18 soldier. Cool. Hop across. Easy peasy. Jump across that one. We'll go into that next area after we get the water gin, which I messed up on. Again, darn it, I keep forgetting. We already moved the switch over to the other side because that's what I needed to do to get the water gin. And yet I didn't take the I didn't take the minecart over. Boop, make that jump. And now we get the water gin. Or water genie. Oops. And we're just gonna hit it with everything that we got. That's petty. Oh, we got Flare Storm. So Flare Storm's level 18. Which was probably gonna do more than... Ooh, Frost Sphere did a lot. Yeah, we're just gonna keep fighting it. So, Heat Wave did about 130. We'll see how much Flare Storm does. If it's not... Yeah, it's gone. Alright. And we got Spritz, which is a full party HP healing move. But it also increases our HP, sorry, if you notice, by quite a bit. And we gain a Wish on Kinos, which makes him our AoE healer if we ever need to put that through in the middle of battle. AoE heals are better in the middle of battle than they are outside of the thing, since, again, HP can still have random rolls in the middle of battle. HP restoration, my apologies. But again, huge bonus to all of our stats. It's going to be very convenient. And I'm going to drop a couple cures from Mia really fast on everybody. Just a weak level 1 cure, since it's all we kind of need at this point. And just to pull everybody up. Not to topped off, but somewhere close. Alright. And we're going to continue. Rat Fighters. Taking those guys out. Get another level. That's how it is. That's how it is. Now that we've got that 4th tier synergy as well. I know I had mentioned earlier that Mia would be able to get Wish at some point. That it's locked to the 4th tier of that class. So, or the 2nd tier of the class, which is gained by having 4 Jin. Now we have Tornado as well, which is a much more powerful 5-unit hitting magic spell. So good to keep in mind now that we have that available to us. All right. So this next part of the zone is basically gives us the ability to this next part of the zone is basically influenced by our ability to cast Force on this stone. If you don't have Force, I don't remember exactly how to... I don't remember exactly how to drop this pillar. It doesn't look like there's any wild encounters. So, I'm just going to use normal Force. There's another way to proc that trigger. I can't remember what it is. Alright. And now, we have a giant hole in the middle of the thing. And we get a very scary sound coming from the depths. So, that's what we're going to do. We have to go down there and hear whatever, and fight whatever it was that just roared in that way. And if you notice, it's a really cool tile set shift between from over here into the Soul Sanctum sort of tile set that we had before. I'm going to cap everybody off on their HP really fast, just because I don't want anybody to be too low for this upcoming fight. If you notice, I mean, I could swap him over, but it's only slightly different. Get Astral Blast, which is a fun spell, but there's not too much in addition to what we get. And I think we already have Bind on Ivan anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to just go up. This is the next boss battle, and I think I should save the game, since not because I'm scared of this fight, but just because I haven't saved since we did all the Cetero stuff, and I would definitely not want to have to do another hour of play in turbo mode to get up to this point. So this guy is just a bigger version of what we've seen before, the Hydro statue. Tornado, I believe, is weaker than Storm Ray, but we're still going to use it. Flare Storm should be doing more damage since our attack is a little bit lower at the moment. And now we're just going to Tornado just to see the damage. 89 damage. Mad Growth doing 59. Flare Storm coming out. And we're going to Cutting Edge. Ooh, not a whole lot of damage at all. What we will do, though, is still Briar. And I'm going to Storm Ray just to see the difference of damage. It was 89, I remember, if I remember correctly. I might have said something else, but yeah, definitely more damage, unless that was a very low damage roll. And so I'm going to use a Ply on blue, since might as well. I'm going to go Tornado again, and I'm going to Heat Wave. And I guess we're just going to still have Mad Growth coming out from blue. There we go. Heat Wave out. Dealing 108 damage, so slightly less than Flare Storm. Good to keep in mind as we're coming into this coming a little forward. I'm gonna drop a Wish, which is 80 HP to the entire party. Should be able to give everybody, not topped off, but at least stronger than where they're at the moment. Doing 89 damage to that Tornado. And then Flare Storm coming out, dealing 118. And it's only a difference of 10 damage, but it makes a difference over the next 4 turns. Because, again, the lower amount of damage that we take, the better. Ooh, that was a lot of damage for everybody. Alright, and that's why we got Wish, though. That's the whole point. So, Tornado out, Flare Storm out, and then Mad Growth. I'm sure if Isaac was just doing a basic attack, would probably be better than him being dedicated healer. But, we still did it. And we get a Lucky Middle. Again, really good item. We beat the last Water Beast. It is strange that they all turned into statues. Guardian statues who were created long ago to protect something, which is hence their name. Alright, and then we pick up this last gem, which is a Synergy, the Lift Synergy. The lifting gem. Do you lift? Is the real question. We're gonna give it to Mia since she doesn't have very many spells of her own yet, or out of combat spells. She also doesn't have very many combat spells either at the moment either. But what I think I'm gonna do is, even though I do like the class that Isaac is right now, I'm gonna switch it over to Mia. And instead of being a swordsman, just take the knight class, which is Isaac's. And Mia now has access to Ice Horn and Wish, which, you know, decent. Ice Horn is a 3-hit move. I believe Ice Missile, which is the next spell after that, is going to be a little bit stronger, but we need to get to that point. And what we need to do, whoops, now that we have the lifting gem, we're going to have to come back through this zone at some point, since we got to lift up that Nepal right there. But we're going to go down and try to help out Shu, which I believe we can do from this point in. Alright, and now the music's gone from Altin, everything's all happy-go-lucky again. I don't believe we've unlocked anything else. Like I'm pretty sure the shops stay the same way that they were before. And all right, so we still can't find Shu yet. So, and on the second layer, there is a zone that required us to have lift to open up. And obviously, I'm not forgetting that there is one as well on the bottom, on the most bottom floor of this. But that's just, you know, that's kind of a given. That's where we need to go next to get to the Lamakan temple, where we'll get Ivan the ability to learn Reveal, which, if I mentioned before, like those half circles or full circles, we can normally use Reveal on those to be able to access the rest of the, a hidden area or something special. Cookies are very fun. They are extra PP incarnate. I'm going to actually give it to Garrett just because boosting his PP is nice, since power points, synergy points. Just because having more power on him is never a bad thing, especially since his synergy for the most part is pretty powerful for this point in the game, and most enemies are weak to fire, but he just doesn't have access to a whole lot of it through his classes or otherwise. Alright, just taking out these tarantulas and stuff really quick. We're walking out. There's nothing else to lift in this little area. But in the next one, I believe, yeah, okay, so that just shows that it's a dead end. Oops. And then we're going to ice one. Oh, they're in. Cool. Not a whole lot of gold, but, you know, whatever. And now we use lift, pick up that rock, continue forward. So this is the new area. There's another lifter stone over there that we'll eventually use. But we're just going to explore the sides a little bit. I believe there's a treasure chest? Nah, yeah, not a treasure chest. Oh, a treasure chest. Never mind. I was wrong. It was a, I was going to say it's a hidden room, but the hidden room had a treasure chest in it. So, it all worked out. All worked out like I expected. Cool. And now we move forward, using the lifting gem again to pick up this rock. And we continue forward. Alright. And now we get to the Lamakan temple. So we can use the we can go to the Lamakan temple. We're gonna go there. But if you notice, that's Shu over there, straining to get his leg caught out from underneath that boulder, and we can use lift on it. But if you notice, there's this little tiny path right here of like stone, or like little pebbles. That marks that we'll be able to use Reveal there once we get it. Once we actually get Reveal. Oh, it's just Lama Temple, not Lamakan Temple. Yes. Alright. So, everybody's doing well. I'm just gonna use a wish from Mia real quick. Just give everybody maxed out HP, since the Synergy Stone is right here to regen all of our stats. Alright, and they just mentioned that Master Faye is close to Master Hama. There's a treasure chest in the stone at some point, but we need to use our mind's eye to look at it. So, we come in here, and now we talk with Master Hama. Very nice girl. She had anticipated our arrival. So she has the abilities of Synergy as well. She also had already talked to the other guys that had come through. If I remember correctly, she's already talked to all the Mars Adepts that went through Satyros Minardi and their little band of people. He's also a Jupiter Adept, which apparently it hasn't occurred to him that he might be. And being able to tell the future is also the ability of the Jupiter Adepts. And this is a very big story moment for Ivan, because he can learn how to use stronger and stronger powers from the Jupiter side, which allows him to see like the true things that are around. Things that are hidden that would only be seen by the mind's eye.
So the ones who knock down all the boulders and stuff are the ones who were the Satarosa minority. She can't say anymore, but the fact that there's a second part to this game is very important with that revelation right there. You don't actually need reveal to cross the Lamakan Desert. It just really helps out since you're not going to be using all of your mana or using all of your HP by taking damage and stuff. And we can find oases to be able to heal ourselves up. Yes, I know what a mirage is. It's kind of silly because, you know, normal mirages, if you get close enough, you'll be able to notice that they're not, you know, they're not real. But in this case, it's the exact opposite. The mirages don't ever become real, or whatever is hiding in them never becomes visible. She was able to, so she ended up becoming a Jupiter adept. And she was able to gain the ability of forewarning. And that's kind of how she gets the magical powers that she has. She also came through the mine with us, but, you know, she didn't. The Synergy Stone bonked her in the head. What about Shu? We need to go help him out. And this is how we gain the ability reveal. And we don't have to help Shu out. I believe there's a reward for doing it. I can't remember at this point. And now Ivan's really confused because he's like, who is this person? How do we know each other? She's just like, we need to help him out. Yes, we can help them out. Ultimately, whatever you say, you can choose whether or not to help them out or not by just moving your character there, or not. I don't think anything bad happens to Shu if you don't do it. I don't quite remember exactly, but that's a thing. And we're gonna put reveal on our R, since reveal is gonna be very important. We're gonna be using it a lot, and we get a Water of Life, which isn't so important at this point, since now we have a dedicated revive on the team through quartz. Sometimes revive won't hit though, which is kind of weird. And then use reveal to get through. And move over to the side. And he can't move the boulder. We're just gonna have to lift it up. And now they're like, I don't know what we can do to save him. You get over here to the side, pull out your Synergy, and bam, lift that rock right over the top of him. Ah, messed up. I messed up. But same idea. Over to the side, use your Synergy, and pull it right off on top of him. There we go. That's better. And now that we lifted the boulder, we pull him out from underneath. And we've been using lift for a little bit, and so we know that the boulder's gonna stay like that, like forever. But I guess within the story, it's still very tense because they're not sure about how long we can hold it. But we don't even really need to focus on it at all. It just kind of stays like that. Alright. And that's the Silk Road remaining blocked. And so now that we come back, we get a little bit of a story moment. Well, really, I was the one who suggested we help you, right? No, Garrett. We're just going to throw him under the bus. Alright. Cool. And she goes back in. We don't know when we're going to see her again. But Ivan is like, nah, I don't want to do it. He doesn't want to look at her anymore. He feels ostracized by the people, by the person that, by Master Hama, since she didn't give him the answers that he needed immediately. Cool. So I guess if you come in and read her mind, I don't know if there's a difference for Ivan's story. But anyway, she's just going to kind of kick us out anyway. So, or not kick us out, but, you know, we're not going to get anywhere with her. So, now we continue on to the desert. And now that we've finished everything, I'm going to save after that, since I definitely do not want to repeat any of this. But now we head into the Lamakan Desert, which, for every step that you take on the desert sands, you pull up a little bit of heat. And so as that heat increases, then you'll take damage. But I like the enemy types in this zone actually a lot. The grubs and the salamanders, very fun. This is also when I found out the historical importance of salamander, or not historical, but like the mythological salamanders being based in fire, things like that. So like when it comes to like Charmander and Pokemon and stuff, it was something that, you know, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That's where it happened. The characters also mention about how it's hot, because I mean, again, it is very hot in here. Jumping in the oases is very good. And, oh man, the dialogue boxes. It'd be okay if they said it just a couple times, but I think it continues on through this first zone. It might continue into the second zone, part of the zone as well. Oh, and that's an antlion. So what we're going to do is take a bunch of fire damage in a second, but we're going to fight this antlion first, since I like fighting them. Might as well. I don't believe we get anything in particular from them, but doing damage is always good. So Ragnarok is, in these early parts of the game, is pretty good. We can actually use Dows, we'll see how much damage that does. Ragnarok's pretty good in these early parts of the game, since it's a little bit stronger than an Unleash, but it's also not as strong as using Flint, which is again the first Jin that we got in the game. And now we get the Vulcan Axe. So the Vulcan Axe is pretty sweet. It unleashes Barrage, which is a fire-based unleash. And normally I would keep this on. I really like Aqua Sock for what it, or Blizzard for what it does in this zone. So I'm actually gonna give the Vulcan Axe to Garrett, since we need his basic attacks to do damage. And if you heard that nice crack of the whip a second ago, that was us taking a ton of damage from the heat. So now we got some orcs, which are pigmen. I really like their rendition of orcs, and this is not classic. I mean, I guess they're orcs and other renditions of video games are also pigmen, but it's kind of nice to see it like that. Very refreshing. And that line's respawn, so we're gonna fight them as we get through to them, but we won't fight every single antlion. Or we won't just keep fighting it every single time it respawns. Just doesn't make sense. Alright, Salamanders. So Ragnarok coming out. Storm Rays. Whoops. We should probably actually use Tornado. Then we'll use Flare Storm. And then Ice Horn, since Ice Horn is just a stronger spell for what we need to do. And there we go. We got an antidote. Oh, man. That's what I get for using Turbo. Alright, good potion. We're probably going to overheat in a second. Unless this is an Oasis. Yep, it's an Oasis. Luckily, we made it all the way. Sweet. So we're doing alright. And another Antlion will fight this one. We're just going to single basic attack it down to death. Might as well. Just kind of want to see it happen. Yeah, and it's gone. More water. The oases in this game are very generous. It doesn't force you to take any damage if you know where you're going, which I don't at the moment, but at least I can make forward progress and not get myself hurt. And here's the Synergy Stone. So since it's here, we might as well just use Wish, spam that, and then pick up the Synergy Stone afterward, just to top ourselves off. And I think we're going to take heat damage. Yeah. Oh, we still took the heat damage, which does about a quarter HP to everybody. A little bit more than a quarter. No, quarter. About 60 HP got dealt to Blue, who's got a flat 240. So quarter of HP is gone by taking that. So you want to avoid it if you can. And I believe there's a Djinn in one of these circles, if I remember correctly. Ooh, Lucky Pepper. I like Lucky Pepper. Gonna use that on Kinos again. Might as well boost that luck as high as it can get. Ooh, Flare Wall. So water damage is very resistant to, but fire damage or very weak to, but fire damage is very resistant to. Oh man, did I mess that up twice? Oh well. Anyway, Barrage comes out, which is a very strong, potent synergy. Like it a lot. But we're gonna just heal up, put a Wish on everybody, and then another Antlion. I think this is an Antlion we fought already, but whatever. We're here. And Psy Leech comes out. Nice. Alright, sweet. So this is where we're at on the west side of things. This zone is the exit. So we'll keep that in mind. We know that. The oases that we find, we'll be able to call for help on that preemptive strike turn from them. So that's a little unfortunate, but we'll be able to take these guys out. And we'll get that reveal off, get that treasure chest. I knew that we were missing some things in this zone, but it's only a lucky amount of coins, which is unfortunate. And there's an oasis. Sweet. Just take everybody out. And there's the Jupiter Djinn. I knew there was one in here. And there it is. So we pick it up. Now we got our fourth Smog. Fourth Jupiter Djinn Smog for Ivan, who now becomes a mage who gets a ward, which will increase our resistances to synergy, which is really nice. Oh, didn't mean to hit that. And there's an Antlion right there, so that's unfortunate. But I believe this is an oasis. Nope. Oh, that's not a full circle. Oh, wow, we took a lot of damage from that. So max everybody back out. But I'm glad we found the Djinn, because now we've got everything in this zone. As far as I know, all the important things at least. We got the Lucky Pepper as well, which always good to have Lucky Peppers. Increasing our stats like that is vital. Fighting groups of 3 is very nice, and I don't think you get bigger groups than that within the Lamakantan Desert, so it's nice to have Ice Horn available to Mia at this point. Alright, we're going to fight the Antlion, might as well. We're already here. let's do as much damage as we can to it before taking that damage from the heat. So right here we have a little desert waterfall, sandfall, or however you want to refer to it. Unfortunately, these things are very, they hurt. And for every time, I don't know if they hurt you while they're still passing underneath you. No, they don't. But running against them will hurt you, which is unfortunate. We're gonna keep going forward though, going past everything that we can to be able to get to this last part of the desert. And here, you might notice that it's a dead end, so I guess that's it. But that isn't it. And I might be getting this confused with the Lost Age, which is possible because I played a lot of the Lost Age. But if I remember correctly, there's a way to get down to the bottom. Yep. Yeah, I might be getting this confused with Lost Age, because there's a desert that's very similar to this in that game, and getting to the bottom allows you to use reveal. Oh, that's not the boss. Woo! We're gonna take a lot of damage right before the boss. But I don't believe is this the next. It might be this next one. It's been a while. Oh man, let's take that damage. All right, and we're gonna use reveal. No, not the boss. Okay, so it is the next set. I knew that the zone was a little bit bigger. I didn't think it was only four big screens wide. Yeah, so you can fall off of this, which is unfortunate. And I believe the goal of this part of the zone is to stay on the top. Right here, this is where the boss is at. But down here, there are a few things that we need to pick up. So, a treasure chest. Whoa, I forget what we got, but we gave it to Big Bo. It's a mint! Mints increase agility. Very important to have, especially since Buff is going to lose his agility stat once we take off that armor, because it's soon going to become outdated for him. So we definitely want to give that agility up to him. So let's kill this antlion, this giant cockroach. Take it out. Don't want to deal with that. Alright, and then get into this oasis, and now we're good. Alright, so, like before, come to the top, take the top path over, and now, boss time. Now we fight a manticore. So the first time it doesn't attack us, it just gives us a warning. But the second time, it wants to fight. And the manticore is pretty strong. He is not to be taken, I don't know, taken lightly. But what we're gonna do instead is still take him lightly, because it's just easier that way. We're gonna boost party defense now, and I think we're gonna give a spritz. Alright, and then we're gonna get an impair, which drops defense on him. He also gets 2 attacks, unlike other bosses that we fought up to this point who've only had 1. So we're gonna boost party resistance with breeze, and we're gonna boost everybody's attack, and we're gonna drop his. So increasing res by 40 after already using ward. Always good to just boost as much as we can. Sleep does a lot of damage. Mad Blast comes out, and that Poison Tail comes out after the Mad Blast. But thankfully, we resist it. So Ragnarok's coming out now that our attack's been boosted a little bit. And we're gonna use Smog from Ivan, use Fever on him, and then we're gonna Mist. Dealing quite a bit of damage, but he curses. Oh, so now the curse that we have on Mia is not gonna be good. Curse will essentially tick down her HP, or not her HP, or those little candles that are over her head until she dies. Which is, you know, you've seen, if you've played any other fantasy games, there's similar spells like that in games like Final Fantasy, where getting cursed will kill you eventually. Alright. Now we're going to use Ragnarok. She has 3 more turns. And Ivan is actually going to use the ability Zephyr, which will give everybody an increased speed. Garrett's going to use Tiamat, and Mia's going to use Boreas. Ragnarok comes down, dealing an additional 130 damage. Tiamat, very fun little summon animation right there, but he does resist fire damage, which is unfortunate. Poison Tail comes out, and now she's got a deadly poison on her on top of the curse. Boreas comes out. I'm sure that in the actual mythology, this character makes more sense, but right now it's just a snow cone machine. One day I'll probably get into what the snow cone machine is supposed to represent, or what it's supposed to even be, why it's like that. But anyway, everything that we did is good. Now we need to cure this poison, because if not, she'll take damage every single turn. And all of her Jin are set, or on standby, or on recharge, sorry, which means that we can't use any of her really strong healing magics. So what we're going to do is try and hear the little pings, and we're going to try and reset all of her, whoops. I'm going to recharge all of their Jin before we continue forward, just because we want to make sure that everybody's at tip-top shape. This next little part is on the opposite side of the desert. We can go back through the desert, but I don't believe we're going to be back fighting zombies and regular bees. Zombies and regular bees. Ooh, but we're essentially south of where that original bridge had broken at the beginning of the game. And there is a Venus Djinn on one of these islands, and I always forget which one it is. But we need to get him, because we need that next Venus Djinn so we can get Ivan, or so we can get Isaac stronger. There we go. And I believe he's in this little path right here. I don't remember if he's in the forest or in this little like deserty plain area. Oops. Ooh. There he is. Hi, Venus Djinn. Now we just take him out. Same old, same old. Dropping everything we can on him to make sure that he dies. Now we're just going to be able to take him out like that. And that's a Vine, which does a little bit of AoE damage to the enemy team and drops their speed. Very nice. Now we got some death caps. I mean, all these enemies should look pretty familiar. They're all recolors of the original enemies in the starting zones. And that's good reason, because we're basically on step 2 of those starting zones. So we're going to get to Kalay pretty soon here. And Ice Horn, and there we go, taking them all out. Cool. And taking everybody out again, just bam, finishing up these battles as fast as possible. There it is. And here's a Kalay tunnel entrance, which we can't get through at the moment. So essentially what that tunnel does is it's a path, it's a land path across the Tolby Sea, which is going to be to our southwest at the moment. Ooh, rabid bats. If I remember correctly, that's what it is. But yeah, we can't take that land path until obviously after we've crossed the sea, since it's going to be a way to backtrack. And I can't remember exactly where the 4th Venus Djinn is. Or the 4th Mars Djinn is, but we're going to go into Kalay anyway. Now that we've got a whole lot of things open for us, I'm actually going to start swapping over some classes. I really like Isaac as the class that he was before, because Bramble is just a very good spell. And now he has Revive as well, Revive access to himself. And as does Mia with this class setup. But if I give There we go. So now, now Ivan has access to. Wow, she doesn't have very much in terms of power. Ivan has access to revives as well, and he's a little bit tankier than he was before as a diviner. But sadly, there's not a whole lot of really strong abilities for the characters we've got at the moment with what they have available to them. The Great Axe is, you know, it's stronger, but I'm just going to kind of keep everybody with the weapons they've got at the moment, unless there's good artifacts. Ah, Frost Wand. Very good. She's got the Synergy Rod right now, so I'm going to get rid of the Elven Rapier for the Frost Wand, just because having more water damage is not bad. But now everybody's got a pretty decent weapon. If you use Reveal, you can actually check jars and items that are hiding in secret will be available to, or will be revealed to you, which is cool. There's the Sanctum. I don't think there's very many hidden items through these zones. You can talk to all the shopkeepers and stuff. These people want to go on the merchant ship. Cool, some money. Alright. I'm going to go into the inn in a second. Cool. And those people are going to be leaving. The Colosso tour starts in Tolby, so we got to keep that in mind as we're going forward. Anyway, a lot of the people here in these zones are all heading out to Tolby because they want to go into the Colosso as well. And more armor. So now we have things that are going to be much more tankier than we've got at the moment for most of our characters. Mail caps, things like that. Ooh, can't carry any more on Isaac, so we gotta sell some things real quick. Like these antidotes, which are good for poison, but I mean we didn't use them last time. I'm gonna sell these elixirs too. They're useful, but I mean, Alright, so mail caps. Everybody can use a chainmail cap in here. And chainmail itself, it's 6 points stronger than Synergy armor, but I'm not gonna swap that out. But these heavy armlets, most definitely. It's a boost of 2 defense, which isn't horrible. And then we're gonna give these gauntlets over to Mia, or get rid of her gauntlets. And the iron helms we already have, but the mail caps for everyone is a good choice. Again, because there's no magic in tiaras. Whoops. Nope. Ah, I just got rid of a game ticket like an idiot. Anyway, we already have an extra. Oh man! Oh, I bought him a second one. That's what happened. There you go. We put the mail cap. We're gonna sell the helmet. I'm gonna sell these extra pair of Adept's clothes. And we'll give this last male hat to Blue. Or Mia. Because why not? Alright, now we got 28 game tickets. Very nice. And I believe the last thing we need... Whoops. Ah, God. Used every single Synergy except for the ones that I needed to. Alright. The last thing we need to do is go find this Fire Gin, this Mars Gin, which is not a hard thing to do, we just need to go over and do it. And we get it. Oh, we don't even fight. Scorch. This one has an additional effective stun, which is very nice. And now Garrett has Guard and Protect, which are pretty good defensive measures. What I'm going to have happen here, though, now that everybody's got their special abilities, I'm actually going to have Garrett, since he has these special moves, he's got things like Planet Diver, which are a super powerful, strong move, and Blast, which is a strong fire synergy, as well as Growth and Mad Growth. Just really good for everybody. I'm actually going to swap over these Wind Gin and these fire ones, since now we'll have access to different base powers and abilities. And this is actually, this class set up the way that it is now. We have Drench, which is a very strong water synergy move, but she also has access to Wish and Volcano, which, again, having access to Wish, very good thing. We need that on at least 2 people, which now we do. And Garrett has the ability to revive, which is good since he's got a lot of HP. So he probably won't be getting taken out as often as other people are. And 2 of our healers have Wish. So 2 revives, 2 wishes. Very good thing for us coming forward in this game. Alright. Alright. And most of these gates are locked at the moment. We need to save Lord Hammett, who's trapped in Loompa, before we can unlock a lot of these treasures up here. Speaking of treasures as well, there are treasures that we missed. Oh my gosh, I'm goofing. There are treasures we missed in Bilibin after we solved the problem, which I believe we've talked to Lord McCoy before, but I may have forgotten about that. Alright, Lord Hammond is gone, but no, Ivan's there. And we want to see Lady Leanna. It hasn't been that long, it's only been a couple hours. No, we're not going to leave. Alright. And now we have to go in and tell them the full story of everything that happened. Yeah, it's definitely possible if they're just trying to extort Hammett for tons and tons of money. Alright. She has to think about how to progress after learning that her husband is going to be extorted for money and how we can rescue him at some point. We can definitely help out. No, we don't have our own quest to do. Nah, so he knew. The prophecy was true, and he swore an oath to a Jupiter at it. So we can just assume that it was Master Hama. There's no other Jupiter adepts at this point in the game. He received business advice, the greatest merchant ever known, because he was able to see into the future. That's really cool though. He's basically a made man. He did everything he could by hustling. Selling things and just being a merchant. And now he's got a palace. And basically now Ivan's just beating himself up on it. Because now that Master Hammond's caught up in Limpa, and there's not much we can do about him at the moment either. And there's nothing we can tell about the Shaman's Rod either. And that's essentially where we're at in this game. A whole lot of things that need to be solved, but we don't have a whole lot of answers either. But anyway, there are a few different side quests that we can do within this game at the moment. Side things for the best kind of prize. Oh, here are all the people leaving to Tolby. We already triggered the cutscene by going into the inn and talking with some of the people so that they can go to the Colosso. The Colosso. But we're not going to be able to start until we decide to, which is good, because there are a few things we need to pick up. Now that we have Reveal and stronger abilities available to us at all times, like Dows and Frost. A couple places stand out. First, we need to go into Vale again, visit old family. And this cutscene goes on a long time, and they're just missing a person because it's an old man. Everybody's getting a little bit more upset. And some of the gladiators that are going to be participating in it can't go on, or seasick. So that's just how it happens. And now they're just going to leave behind the guy that didn't show up, which I believe is actually how tour guides and groups like that will actually work. So that's unfortunate. Poor old man. And now he sees them off in the distance, already taken off without them. And now he has to, old man, walk his way out there. Poor guy. And that cutscene is just to let us know that that event has been triggered. When we want to go to the Tolby docks, or the Kalay docks, to head to Tolby, that's available to us. And we're just going to take out everybody here at this point. Boop. Now we're back in this area. We're just going to flee from most of the enemies because there's no point. There's a couple of Djinn that we can access, so we're going to do that. So we're going to start off here in Vault. One of the Djinn that we have access to is actually over here. And that doggy, you can give him a bone from way back when, and he basically just moves. And if you mind read him, he says that there's a secret spot there. Now that we know, now that we have Reveal, we know that there's a staircase. I also went to go hit the bell because that spawns that causes the Mercury Djinn to move. Cutting Edge, Tornado, Planet Diver, and then we're gonna go use a Drench, because why not? Ooh. Planet Diver is a very strong move, one of the strongest single targets in this game. It also looks really cool. So now that we're here, we're just going to move over to the side. There's more water puzzles in this game. Ooh, ran from that guy on accident, didn't mean to. This one, these puzzles are very simple. It's put the fire on the fire spot. Very cool sound as well, or song that plays for finding out the secret. We get Whirlwind now, so we go through here. And now we get the Vombrace, which boosts attack. So very nice. It's stronger than the shield we've got already. It's just a really good item for any of our characters at this point. I'm going to actually give it to Big Bow, because might as well. The other characters that we have already have a pretty good attack, so I'm not too worried about them not being able to function. Whoops. We gotta frost these over. Permanent attack, like if we had another apple, that'd be different. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have turbo through that. Permanent attack, like through apples and things like that, it'd be different. Another thing that this part introduces us to is that there's falling water from the sky. So keep that in mind, because that's going to be a big part of the next puzzle within this cave. And it's probably one of the most frustrating puzzles, at least in my experience of the game. I do not like it in the slightest, because it's a timing-based puzzle, and I do not have good timing apparently. So that's just how it happens. Okay, we can't go through here yet. Just yet, I should say. Cave trolls. Uh-oh. These guys are strong. Oh, they both died. Alright. Gonna give everybody a wish real quick from Isaac. Might as well. Get everybody a little bit of HP. And now, we're gonna take this downward staircase. So, we're gonna have to solve this puzzle at some point, regardless of what we do. So, the water droplets are awful in this game. So we need to move this over to the side as fast as possible. So what I'm gonna do is this. 2, 3. We need to, in some manner, get this fire over here to this fire emblem spot, and it's a pain in the butt because we need to time this perfectly so that it doesn't go out, and if it does go out, then we just have to start again. The easier solution is actually to push it up from this way, but I thought I'd get hit by the fire. Oops. Oh, gargoyles. Really cool, character models for these ones. I really like the way they look. Nova, very strong fire move as well. Drench isn't very strong on its own, so Mia's kind of on her own right now for not doing a whole lot of damage. What we're going to do is we're going to push this fire right here, since we really don't need that. It's kind of in the way at the moment. What we're going to do is we're going to wait for the water to drop on that side, push this over, push this down, push this right here, move that over to the side, now that we've dodged that bullet. Now you can do this, God, don't like that. You can do this the harder way, which is, you can just kind of push it through. I believe there's enough time to do it, that's how I've done it before. Oh, my lord. And there's no way to turn the fire back on once it gets knocked out, which is unfortunate, because if there was, then we would just turn it back on and not have to worry about this whole thing. There we go. We need to move this. And if you don't do the timing right, oh my gosh. There we go. Move that over to the side. Move this all the way to the bottom, since I don't want to have to deal with that. So it's that, center, right. That, and now that we've done that, we're good. Not the hardest puzzle, but it's a time-based puzzle, and it is a pain to do. So that's what makes it the worst. Now we need to solve that part, because if we don't solve that, then we can't go farther in with this cave. Thankfully we did, so now we can skip that part after we drop the water level, which is what we need to do here. So we go like that, boop. Now the water levels drop, we can't access the other side of the cave because that's now been filled up with water. That little, I don't know, I should probably pointed out that zone when we were there, but anyway, we can't go through that zone anymore. But now we learn Clay Spire. Nice, very good ability. 3 hit, but very strong. And now we can't move that rock out of the zone either. Whoop. Now we're on this side, and this is the path that we wouldn't have been able to get over. So, or yeah, as you can see, but now we're on the opposite side. So, if we don't do that puzzle, then basically we would have been unable to progress through the rest of this cave to get that gem. So now we get under here. Nothing else on the side of the cave. But we go up here, across, and now come up, and we're in Vault. And we get our new guy, who I believe gives us a poison ability on Isaac, or Sap. So, Sap doesn't actually give us, it doesn't give us poison, instead it gives us the ability to steal HP. Very good. Alright, so now, the next place we're going to is going to Vale. And we're going to take these guys out, because I'm just not going to deal with them right now. Alright. Take that. Move over to the side. Let's get out of this cave. Not my favorite cave in the game. Thankfully I got this within a little bit of time. Turbo helps as well, because just moving out is nice. There is enough time to be able to make it in, like I said, with that last water puzzle, to be able to move it and get it off to the side. It just takes a lot of really fast, nearly frame perfect executions. You could do it if you really wanted to, but the option I chose is significantly easier, and you don't have to worry about it so much. And the bandits were in there at one point, and now they left, so yeah, that's where we're at. Let's see. We're gonna wish, get everybody maxed out on their HPs. Now we're heading to Vale. Everybody's like, well, you're home. I mean, if we talk to them, we're not going to, because we're not that kind of people. There is some character building here. We can go check out the items. I don't know if they have new items here in Vale. I'm pretty sure they don't, but yeah, no. We don't have any broken items either. Yeah, nothing new, so we don't have to worry about missing anything. But over here, if you notice that this this little zone looks a little different than that other whirlwind, there's a power bread. Good choice if we need to go get some more HP for one of our squishiest characters. The power bread's not really going to make a huge difference to him at this point in the game. Going in farther in, Ivan's only going to become more and more squishy relative to everyone else. That's just how it's going to happen. Alright. In this little storehouse, there's a lot of little like glittering items and whatnot, so we can pick those items up. Now we need that Synergy Stone, and we continue. So what we're going to do here is we're actually just here for the hidden zone that we need lift for. We can go talk to everyone else. I don't believe we get any rewards or anything of any importance from any of them. So they kind of mention what lies behind the fence and monsters. The answer is monsters. There's a lot of monsters forward. So what we're going to do is just walk across. And normally you can look at this from that top area, but now we're in the Vale Cave. There is a particularly special item in this cave that we'll get, and there's a Jupiter Gem, which is something we're going to grab, but we need to get this item first. So we reveal a hidden path right there. Reveal, unlike the like hidden dragon path in Fuchin Temple, is actually necessary to travel across those paths. If it's not there, then we cannot travel across those rocks. Which I guess I should have mentioned in the Lamakan Desert when we were there, but it occurred to me now as we're going through this. Clay Spire is such a strong move for just Earth Elemental magic. The Spire set, the Spire series of magic in general just is very powerful. Oh no. Oh no! That's what I get for turboing. Hail Prism now. There we go. Now Mia's got some strong magic. So yeah, if, for instance, like right now I'm pushing white on the controller, but there's just no luck. Push that over. Halt. No, it's not the halt gem. That's the net, which is good. Need net. You can quote me on that. But we'll jump across here. All right, Ghost Mages. Take those guys out. Gonna speed through some of this, just because we've already done this already. Pop that log over to the side, and bam, over the top of that. Awesome. Now we get the halt gem. I'm gonna give this halt gem as well to Mia, because might as well. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna scare the Jinn down to the bottom, or the genie. And now that he's there, we cast halt on him. He's forced to stay there for a little bit, and then we just laugh as we attack him. Oh, nope, no fighting him. We just kite him. So now we get kite, and we're actually gonna give him over to Big Bow. So we're going to start getting into the multi-tier classes at some point in here, once we start getting more and more Jinn. That's basically all that cave has. Halt is going to be really important, though, as we continue forward in the game. We're actually going to need to give that gem over to Isaac, or to specific characters once we get to the Colosso. We don't need to, I guess, to be completely honest. Like, it's not a completely necessary thing. But it's not a completely necessary thing to do, but in the Colosso, having extra time means that we can get stronger weapons and not have to have such weak defenses, since we'll have our items taken away from us, as well as Jinn. So it's something to keep in mind. Anyway, that's all we needed from Vale as of this point in the game. Loompa we can get into, but we can't really do anything there with it, I guess I should say. So we can get the West Loompa Cave. Don't have frost there. Oops. There we go. Alright, that solves the problem there. Now we're here. We don't really stand out in Loompa. It's a very happy town. You know, it's owned by bandits, but I guess they just extort a lot, and that's kind of where their prowess ends. But they have some fun things. But the village isn't reopened, so we can't buy any armor or items from here. Unfortunate. And then we're gonna freeze this. Ah, so this one, I don't like this one. So what we need to do is we reveal from right here, frost up there. Ah, there we go. Try that again. Now I'm not gonna hit turbo because I need to take the relaxed way, and then we jump over. Now we are able to move over to the side. It gives us access to this top portion of the map. It gives us access to reveal this special point. And there's treasure. Lucky metals. Very good to take lucky metals. Waters of life. And an antidote. It's nothing great, but a water of life is always nice to get. Especially because not everybody has revives, but with water of life everybody does. So, good to keep in mind. Now we're going to get to the fortress, and we can't get any closer. So eventually we'll be able to do more once we get the ability to cloak ourselves, but that doesn't come until a little while later. So that's where we're at the moment. But at least we got some items in Lumpa. We'll come back there at some point. I'm just going to flee. No point in staying for that battle. Gondawan Cave, or Goma Cave, sorry. We're gonna come up through here. Just because there's a few things we need to do. Boop. Jump through Goma Cave. Nothing in Goma Cave that we need to do particularly. But in Bilibin, there is. Because we need to talk to Lord McCoy since I forgot about him. And we broke the curse, and now we're accused of trespassing. No, we didn't, but we're coming back now. He was worried that we weren't going to stop by on our way back, but we did, so it's good. Now we get some rewards. Alright. Alright, and he takes us to the treasure room. Which, I'm going to save, but I'm also going to save state just so I can show you everything that's here in this chest. In these chests, I guess I should say. Oops. So, first one is a vial. And if I remember to load, it is F1, so we'll be doing that. A potion. So it's a vial, a potion, a psi crystal, and a water of life. So obviously, just pick the water of life. All the way on the far right. Which is nice. It's nice to have those options available to us. So, now we're in Bilibin. Again, the city's back to normal, so nothing out of the ordinary here. What we're going to do, though, is avoid these fights, since grinding on these enemies is basically counterintuitive at this point. But what we're going to do, we're going to cast Growth on that thing right there. And then we use Reveal, move over this way. Now we have to use Douse. So as you can see, like, everything kind of works together to be able to finally get us to this point where we're at. And then I guess we're going to Hail Prism all of them, since why not? Alright. And then we do that. What we're going to have to do is douse off that fire. I don't think we can do it from up here, but we'll find out. Yes, we can. And that automatically freezes because the ice is so cold in this. Now we get another Water of Life and a Psi Crystal. Nice little benefits for us. Alright. We have a lot of 5-hitting moves at this point with the different classes that we have. So it's very nice for us. Oops, let's move that. But we're going to move out of that really quick. I'm going to stop the sound for a second because I need to use the bathroom. So we're going to take a small break. am back. So, we're essentially going to be... I'm just going to double check really quickly to see where the last gin is at. The last gin will be, or how many we need. Where we're at, just in terms of the game, because there is a nice little website on the Wikia that'll tell me how far in we are, since I don't want to be missing out on too many of our things. So, at the moment, it's saying that we should have Vine and Scorch, Sap, and Kite, which are available to us as well. So we have everything at this point in the game, all the gin that are available to us, which is good. And I don't believe we're missing anything else that needed to reveal within the game at this point in. So I think we're looking good. We picked up everything, tied up a lot of the loose ends. Now I think we're on to heading to the Colosso. Let's see, how many minutes in are we for this thing? I think we're gonna go to about 3 hours, and we'll stop wherever 3 hours is. So we got another 45 minutes, and that's about where I'm setting up. We'll be ending at about 2. So we'll finish the stream at 2 o'clock, and wherever we're at, then we'll start from there afterward, which will be awesome. I think that's a good stopping point anyway, because I believe at that point we'll be in Tolby. And I think as a small little bonus, I'm actually going to try and do a setup for the for getting to Crossbone Isle, which is the end, which is like a super dungeon for this game, which I think is, I think I might actually do that on our way to Tolby. See how far we can get in. You can't beat it on your first way through, if I remember correctly, because you need another synergy that you get through normal gameplay. But I like going there anyway, because it is just exciting to be able to see the end game area. And the final boss on that, which we will get to at some point, is end game super boss. Very strong and gives you access to a bunch of cursed gear. And that cursed gear is some of the strongest in the game. You don't have to use it, obviously, but if you do, you can pretty much end any fight within the amount of turns that it takes to keep yourself alive from the curse. So, really cool. Really good to know. Let's see. I just want to make sure that there's nothing else in these little coves. Yeah, it looks like we've got everything we need. So we're going to be off to Tolby. And this is the ocean. Well, this is the sea, because this is the Carrigal Sea. But it's a very big lake. Very big sea. So, good to know. Also, Diet Coke. Delicious. Love it. Hashtag not sponsored. But, you know, that's where we're at. So, looking for tickets to board, and they do cost us money, some actual game currency. Unfortunate, but we have it. So give me a moment, I'm going to find out how to get to Crossbone Isle, what's the correct setup for Crossbone Isle, Golden Sun, Tolby ship. So, alright, so let me just see how we got to do it. We take the, because it's not an obvious option, so let's see. After each attack, the player is required to send replacements. If 4 selected rowers have been specifically selected properly, so that the strongest rowers are on the left and the weakest are on the right, the ship will sail off course northward and it will land on Crossbone Isle. And so that's the way we got to do it. So, first is the swordsman, then the balding man, third the chef, and then the elderly man. So that's how we're going to do it. And there is another way to do it, which is later in the Solhalla Desert, we'll be able to do that. That Jinn right there, we're not going to be able to access him until after we go through Tolby. So, unfortunate, but that's how we have to, that's how it's set up. Alright, now we get on the ship, and let's do this. I like this ship. This is one of my favorite zones. I like the music. Also, would you prefer that I vocalized what people were saying, or would you just talking over it fine? I mean, obviously that'll be up to you guys as I continue forward with this little series until we finish this game and Lost Age. But good to know. Yeah, just for a heads up for next time. Because if you do like the story, then you know I don't want to skip over that if possible. But I know that I'm also skipping through a lot of dialogue with like side characters, things like that. So, I mean, I'm up to anything at this point. But if you just like dialogue, I want to make sure that I'm not just leaving blank spaces when I'm reading things. Anyway, blue bandana guy is gonna put a item on top of here at some point. Not right now, I don't think, but I'll double check it anyway. So basically, we lost the rudder, I believe. So. A lot of people to talk to in this zone, but alright, he didn't do anything, he means it, but anyway. Anyway, at this point he takes it up to the top of the mast, and he hides the anchor, not the anchor charm, not the rudder. I don't know if you could take rudders off of, or at least the rudder on the top of the boat, the steering wheel. But anyway, that's still there. So anchor charm's there. We can just give it to him, I think. No, not yet. We have to make we have to wait until after he's docked and been like, where is our charm? Not, we're gonna all die. And it's true. We're not going to get sail right away. I'm gonna go ashore. When is real soon? That's a good question. Our friend Oranos is scared of ships. It's a cool name, Oranos. Just can't stand water. Cool name. Anyway, I know I said that already, but I like it. Alright. And they don't know when they're going to be starting, because they don't want to be late for the Colosso. The Colosso. I think it's Colosso because it's double S at the end. Or not double S at the end, but like double S in there. For that soft O. Anyway, I called it Colosso for a very long time, and obviously still to this day. So if I slip up, that is my apologies. Let's see, everybody's down here. Eventually, we're gonna have to swap those rowers. All right, cool. And now these characters are scared. So I wonder what happened. Somebody stopped in. They're planning. We're not even at sea yet. They're planning a mutiny. So they run up there, and we're already going to be launching the ship in a second. I mean, it's only been like a minute, so like, they're definitely being impatient. But then again, they did wait for me for a very long time, so. Monsters, you say? Not good. Can't have monsters jumping onto the ship. And look, we have swordsmen. These people are going to be in the Colosso, so. He can't hurt himself, but. And his name is Sean. Oranos and Sean are the two people. I like Oranos, he's very cool, but Sean is just not a very heroic name of all the people that I've heard of. Not that, no offense against any Seans out there, you know, you guys are probably still great. But Sean is definitely not the first name I think of when I think of heroic. Whereas Oranos is definitely a much more scary sounding name. Ornate, I guess, would be what I'm looking for. I can't find the anchor charm, but I already have it in my pocket, so. Be like, hey, I know you guys lost this, but I found it on the mast. Little trinket. Little trinket. It's a good luck charm. We're not going to leave until we find it. No, and then he whispers to himself under his breath. And so now, you could read his mind, and he's going to be like, it's on the mast! And then We just give him the charm back, and it's no big deal. Boop, there's your anchor charm. It's just lucky anchor. Yep. Everybody's like, why was it on top of the mast? And we saved some time. Everybody's all ready to take off, and let's do it. The Caragol Sea is thick with monsters. Indeed it is. Those warriors, we're gonna protect the oarsmen. I love how colorful and rainbow colored we are. Very nice. You got that blue, orange, yellow, green, blue. It's pretty cool. As you look at them as they, you know, kind of just stand there. Really cool. Something I didn't notice until right now. Alright, so we're gonna be keeping an eye on everybody. Making sure that everybody's okay with rowing, not oaring, rowing the boat in the case that anything happens to some of the oarsmen. Which, ooh, excuse me. Sorry, probably should have drank that Diet Coke. Drink that Diet Coke. But we know already that something's gonna happen to a few of the oarsmen. They're gonna get hurt. I don't know if they die or if they just get hurt. Anyway, we have to make sure that everybody's gonna be up for doing that. And I believe it's the balding man. Again, we have the swordsman, the balding man, and then the. So this is the swordsman. Yeah. So that's the swordsman. He's pretty cool. He looks a lot like the bandits that we've talked to. So the swordsman, the balding man, and then the old man and his chef. So that's what we gotta do. It's so crazy that we have rowers and sails. I don't know if that's like normal or not with boats. I've never been on an old boat trireme kind of deal. So anyway, small thing that was on my mind. And I mentioned it last time. I've been watching a lot of Once Upon a Time, and Captain Hook has his Jolly Roger ship, and that one is all sails. So I don't know, and that one looks kind of small. I mean, I don't know how big boats are in terms of the grand scheme of boats. Never really been an ocean-faring person, but it looked like a small boat. I mean, it still looked like it could house maybe like 20 people or so, but I don't think that's a big boat in the grand scheme. Even like for those standards, that just seems like it's good enough to like get you where you need to go. Have the freedom to go where you want. Not so much like you can rob people on the high seas. But again, I don't know. I could be wrong. I have been wrong before. Alright, and now we have some calamari coming out to go attack us. They just kind of float out of the sea. Sea monsters. I feel like as a captain, the rudder should probably be outside so you can still pilot the ship the right way. Where were we at? Like the monsters got in through the door, so it's our own fault. And that guy died, so that's not unfortunate. I don't think he's dead, he's just hurt. If you don't do a better job of protecting it, yeah, that's fair. The Mana Wars. Alright, so I'm gonna just use what we've been using at this point. Which is actually a little bit different. We're gonna have Clay Spire on Garrett. Very cool. Tornado coming out. Ooh, lots of damage. We are definitely leveled pretty well. Given the base power of those spells is kind of what's carrying it, but still good. Take care of those sea monsters. Let's do it. And we're missing Norsemen. So the first one we pick up, just gonna double check, is the Swordsman, Balding Man, Chef, Elderly Man. So that's what we're gonna do. They got one of our rowers. They sure did. They sure did. Ask one of the passengers. Alright. So this part's simple. We go up here, Swordsman. Yep. I didn't actually know this was a swordsman for a very long time. I thought it was just a girl. Because he's got long hair. I never noticed that the sword was on the side, was on his back. But I do now that this picture is up. But yeah. Alright. Cool. Alright. And now we're going to be going off to sea again. And we're off. Row those oars. Going off into the sea, and the seagulls are in the air. Monsters! So he didn't see them because he was distracted by seagulls. But now there's bats. And some of the bats are going to come in through the front door again. Bats and a lizard man. And again, we're up somewhere doing, I don't know what. We should be able to see these monsters come through. So, you know, it looks like one of the swordsman's actually kind of freaking out. But he's just, I'm not afraid of monsters one bit. I'm just an oarsman now, not a warrior. So I think that's really funny. I didn't know that that was a dialogue line that there was. Very fun. I enjoy this guy. Alright, lizard fighter and some rabid bats. I love these recolors. Honestly, even though recolors and reskins of monsters does get old at some point, I really enjoy the recolors of these characters, of some of these bats, just because I think it makes them look unique in a way that they normally wouldn't. I think the color schemes that they chose for the characters as well, they really look good. But I might also have some bias, because recolors normally do bother me. But anyway. Alright, we're missing an oarsman. Yep, he's unconscious. Another guy knocked out. Alright, I'm gonna go ask another one of the passengers to row. So now it's the balding man. Yep. Because he's buff, so we're gonna take him. Alright, that's what we're gonna do. Alright. Alright. Probably should have saved before we got in through here, but anyway. If I mess up, I can always just use the, Alright, so now we've got some harpies that are coming in with some of the man-o-wars. Alright, again. So we goofed. So now we got the balding man. If we do this right, obviously, then we're going to be alright. But if we do it wrong, I can always do a save state and just run back over here real fast and hopefully do it within a little bit. So it's a virago, not a harpy, but same idea. Alright, clay spires coming down, tornadoes coming out, taking those guys out like it's nobody's business. Alright. Took care of the sea monsters, but somebody's hurt. So there's no way around it, we gotta ask one of the passengers. So now we talk to the chef. Yes, I want you to row. And then we're going to talk to the old man afterward. Alright, there we go. Alright, now there's something else going on. Or at least we decided to learn from our last mistake that we're going to be up top. Alright. Alright, let's do this! Alright. There's a Kraken. So this fight, I remember being very tough. My first playthrough. I think I'm gonna do all right this time. We're not like under-leveled by any particular means, and we have a lot of good stuff going for us. So I'm gonna actually use Kite on Garrett, since I want him to attack twice next round. So what I'm gonna do right now is use Vine to drop agility. And then what we're going to do is have Corona boost everybody's defense. So, ooh, Dark Blessing doing a lot of damage. And Water Blessing. Ooh, that's not good. So that's a lot of damage on everybody coming out of that. We should have probably actually put on the fur coat. Probably would have helped us out with some of this water resistances, things like that. I'm going to boost resistances with Breeze. Then, in this turn, I'm actually going to use Granite and then Sap. to do a lot of damage. We get everything back up, and then we're going to use Scorch on the Kraken. So Granite's coming out, giving us a defensive buff, which is pretty strong, and then Breeze will boost all of our resistances by 40, giving us a really good chance coming forward. Casting that Wish, good to keep everybody topped off. Bam, Sap coming in, healing up buff substantially, but he uses Ply on himself twice, restoring up to 130 of his HP, or 230 of his HP. Unfortunate. Again, we're gonna use. I'm actually gonna have Isaac just attack, and then I'm gonna have Ivan use Gust, Flint, and then Rapapho and Feverish Delusion. So Flint coming out, doing 115 damage, doing actually quite a substantial amount of damage. Everybody's agility rises by quite a bit. Fever coming out, dealing 87. And then Isaac just hitting for 73. Spinning Beat knocks up one of them and does a lot of damage, whereas Poison Beat will apply poison at a pretty rapid or a pretty frequent amount of time. So we're going to do the attack right there. We are going to Smog, hopefully giving that delusion, and we're actually going to have Garrett use Judgment, and then Mia use Forge. Judgment, now this is our our second tier 4. The first one we used before was Boreas, but Judgment's got a cool cutscene that comes through. And this winged knight drops out a piece of, I don't know, light from out of his little lion head hand, and just annihilates the ground underneath him. Very cool. I really like this. And the delusion comes out, meaning that maybe we'll have a chance to dodge some of these attacks. But delusion only works for physical attacks, so we're gonna have to be pretty careful, because I don't think the beats. Ooh, she's not dead. Oh my gosh. No, she's dead now. Yeah, she's dead now. Ooh, that's not good. So what I'm gonna do is revive Mia. And then we're gonna use Thor, and then I'm actually gonna use Meteor out of Garrett as well. Mia may be dead for this final round. I didn't do the whole cutscene for Meteor, but anyway, summons a giant meteor from the sky, and then Thor comes down. Cool little like summoning symbol comes down, and then he shocks everyone. I think this is actually the weakest of the many cutscenes that there is. And then we're gonna revive Mia right here, bringing her back up from the dead, and then Poison Beat. Ooh, hitting buff for a lot of damage, and then his agility's back to normal. Unfortunate. And what I'm gonna do here is Cutting Edge, and I'm gonna have him use Tornado. We're gonna Planet Diver with Garrett, and Ply with. And there it is. And that's it. That was it. Oh, okay, that's so good. And we got some Water of Life, which we didn't have to use any from any of our other units, which is good. Taking out that Kraken. Now we gotta go do the Oarsman again. So, HP's maxed out with wishes. And now we go back down. Now we choose the old man. Yep. Now we continue forward. Alright. I brought an oarsman with me. Let's do it. Alright. There it is. And that should be our ticket into Crossbone Isle. Alright, and we're going to skip through a little bit of this since it's very reminiscent of what we've done before. Oh, and here's the cutscene as we start veering northward because our sides aren't put equal to each other. And there it is, land ho! And if you notice, even the way that the water is coming at us, it's coming sideways. This doesn't look like the right coastline. Oh no. Now we need to get our bearings in the middle of the sea. Oh man, that's funny. And as we still drift farther northward, we end up getting to Crossbone Island. We're not sure where we are, but we're on this island now. Alright, and so everybody's going to take a small break, gather themselves, and not a bad choice. Too dangerous. Too dangerous to go on the island, because yes, it actually is pretty dangerous on this island. So, we're going to go up. Yeah, we can go check if there's any monsters. Cool. We're gonna go. And this island is pretty sweet. I don't think there's any monsters on the overworld. There might be. The only monster I ever remember fighting on this overworld portion was the giant tornado lizard that takes you here. And that's on this coastline. But apparently not here. So Crossbone Isle is where we're at. So Garrett's getting growth. Growth again. We can use Whirlwind. I don't think it does anything to that. And then right here, we're gonna grab this chest first. 1 coin. Nice. Good choice. Good pick. Alright. And go back up. Take the next slides down. There we go. Now we get a treasure chest. Gives us a mint. Very good. I like mints. There we go. And then we're going to use it on Garrett, because he's... Actually, we're going to use it on Isaac, since Garrett's got the other piece of armor on right now, and might as well. Isaac's a little slower than everyone else at this moment. Alright, and then we're going to... Oops. We're going to Whirlwind. We're going to push that off. Now, we go into Crossbone Island's cave, which... There's only a few boss monsters, but they're going to be a lot stronger. Or I think they're going to be a lot stronger, since they're meant for a much later port in this game. But the Virago and Hobgoblins. So. Alright, and then we're going to just use Briar since that's what we got. Nice, and we nimbly dodge the blow. So we're going to Cutting Edge, Tornado, Planet Diver, and then I guess Hail Prism again, since that's kind of all we've got access to. Planet Diver is just very strong of a move. I love that move. It looks cool. I love it. Hail Prism, also fun. The next one, the Hail, whatever it is after Hail Prism, that's one of my favorite animations just because it's just so much, so many different things going on at once. Don't need reveal out right now. I'm going to use Move. I'm going to put Move on my R since we're going to be using Move quite a bit here. Alright, we got a nut. Leave and then come back in, reset that. Oops. There you go. Move that off to the side. Alright. And I believe there's other... Oh, yeah, there it is. I think this is a mimic. Oh no, it's an antidote. Oh, nice. Cool. Alright, so we're gonna hop back on this chest. I don't remember which way we gotta go, I'm not gonna lie. But, you know what, we're gonna find it. We're gonna find it. Definitely not the right path. Just because that one literally doesn't lead anywhere. This one, on the other hand, will at least take us somewhere. Alright, we'll move that back. That's a little narrow maneuver there. I'm not a big fan, but, you know, it's whatever. We're gonna take that across. There isn't much else we can do there, I don't think. Unfortunate. So I think that was the wrong choice that I made with this stone. There isn't really a way to fix it, to the downside. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out, reset the pillars, and try it again. So we know we got to go left. So we're going to do that. And we're gonna move that right. And then we're gonna take this treasure chest. Gotta harden it. Again, we're gonna get to this point where being too squishy is gonna be a common theme for him, but you might as well try to bolster it as much as possible. Alright, and we got that hard nut, which I don't think we technically needed, but that's where we're at. So what I need to do is find a way to move that last pillar, and there's definitely a way to do it, I just can't remember what it is. This is the first puzzle too, so goofing up like that right now is unfortunate. Alright, so moving off to the side and doing that. Alright, move that to the side just a tiny bit. Take that around. Up here. There we go. That's better. Now we've made it across. Move that over. And we did it. I was able to do it last time too. I just goofed. I think this is the mimic. Yeah, there we go. Whoops. Tornado is stronger than Storm Ray, so we're going to do that. Planet Diver is just a really good move, and then Hail Prism. Lots of damage, and we're just going to basic attack it to death at this point. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. I'm going to drop a Wish, and then... Planet Diver to kill it. Alright! Next boss. Saving the game real quick. Alright, Succubus and 2 Grizzlies. Clay Spire, and then Hail Prism. Just do a lot of damage to everybody. Whew. They increase their attack by a bit. And drop another Wish. Tornado onto them all. I think I'm gonna Nova, and then Hail Prism again. Whew. Lots of damage. I'm just gonna drop another Wish from Isaac. We need to at this point. Tornado, Nova, Hail Prism. Oh, take that Succubus out. And 2 Grizzlies, hopefully will be following suit. Looks like Wish is gonna be able to finally go off. A little less than 80 HP. Unfortunate. Bad damage rolls. But Vulcan Axe is going to come out. Barrage does a ton. And we're looking good. Alright, next cave started. So, I'm going to Wish. Alright, and we get an elixir. I'm not going to move any of these pillars just yet. Some Lucky Pepper. I love that stuff. I love that stuff as well. I mean, I know I said I like hard nuts too, but, you know, it's how it be sometimes. It's how it be sometimes. Uh-oh. Did that the wrong way, I think. No. Yes. Moved it the wrong way, but just because I didn't move that first. So we're going to move that way. And the Mystery Blade. A really good weapon there. That's a really good weapon there. Life Nourish. It gives a... Whew! It gives a really strong passive buff. Really like that weapon, because occasionally now on the Unleash you'll be able to absorb HP. Very good. Alright, next fight. These are going to continuously get stronger and stronger. I'm actually going to swap over a couple of the Jinn. I know we have 2 people who can Wish at this point, but having 2 people with really strong power moves like Nova and Clay Spire, just, it's a little bit more important to me at this point. And then we're going to have her Ice Horn. So we're going to see what they're weak to. Nova, so... They're all resistant to water though, so it's a good thing I swapped over, because Nova is going to be doing us a lot more benefit. I might as well. I don't know if we need Wish coming out, so I might just Spritz. Lots of damage. Curse, but no effect on Big Bow. That's good, because Curse is hard to get rid of in the middle of the battle. And the only revive we have at the moment is on is on buff, I think, on Garrett. We're really low on PP though, so we gotta keep that in mind. So Storm Ray coming out, and then another Nova. And then I guess we're gonna got the ghoul's dead, the fiendish ghoul, and the Lich is still alive though. So, ooh, Ice Horn coming out. Not enough, but we can single target it down now. And it's dead. Level 21 Barbarian. There we go. Nice. We have quite a few side crystals at this point now too, so we should be good. I believe we need Catch to get the keys. Alright. And we need these keys to unlock different things. So that's what we're going to do. I don't know if we get PP from running around in this zone, so let's just see really quick. Yes, we do. So, good to know. I'm just going to build up some PP really fast, get some more synergy points, because we're going to need them. Stream's going to be ending pretty soon as well, in about 7 minutes or so. Maybe 10, depending on how I'm feeling. Just because once we're done with this Crossbone Islands cave, as far as we can get, I mean, there's no real reason to continue forward. Because we do get hard locked out of some of the areas. Let's see, there you go. Attach that. We do get hard locked out of some of the areas because I believe we need new synergy that we don't have access to. Or synergy, however you want to pronounce it. But until we get that stuff, then, you know, we're just not in a good spot. Let's take this. Alright, first key was used. Some coins. Fairy Ring. I don't remember what that does. Acts like an elixir in battle. Good. Helps cure people's poisons, delusions, and stuff. Cookies! Really good to have. I think I'm actually going to use it on Kino since he's got the lowest PP at the moment. I know that it's probably his class that's dropping his PP as low as it is, but no change in that. So we're going to use Reveal really quick. Then we're going to use Catch. Because we need to grab that key. There it is. We got the red key and gave it to blue. Alright. And then we're going to get that last blue key right here. Catch that. Got the blue key. Alright. We're definitely running low on inventory space, so when we do get to Tolby, we're going to be selling a lot of our stuff. Because we just have a lot of just nothing. Whole lot of nothing. Like for instance, we have like bramble seeds, lots of lucky metals. Thankfully, we're gonna be able to use a lot of those herbs, weasels claws, which basically just use a wind damaging move slash. There we go. Awesome. Now we continue forward. Push this stone over. I'm gonna go up real fast and push. Make sure that the other ones are pushed over. All right. Next fight. See what we can do here. Griffins. Alright, so we're going to actually just Planet Diver. We're going to really focus on that right Griffin. Just doing everything we possibly can. I believe Griffins are Earth Element. They might be Fire Element. Now they're weak to Wind though, so maybe Earth. I don't really remember. But they're definitely strong. So he boosted his resistance and then cast Tornado on us. Ooh, it deals a lot of damage. That's a spicy amount of damage. About a quarter of our HP. So Planet Diver, again, we're just gonna really hone in on his weaknesses, doing everything we can, and we're gonna have Mia use a wish. The way I see it is the more damage we can do to one of the Griffins, the less amount of damage we can do, we can take per turn. Ooh, Twin Beaks. Ooh, lots of damage. Lots of damage. Twin Beaks. Wow. Never seen Twin Peaks, but you know, definitely a move that hurt. Woo! I accidentally used a wish. Woo! We're defending though. That's good. It's good. All right, we took out one. Tornado time. Planet Diver, and then I guess we're okay with that. So I'm gonna actually try to put him into a deep sleep using the Mist Gin. Or genie. Tornado's coming out. Planet Diver. Hopefully the amount of, you know, subsequent damage. Ah, sweet, we get that sleep. That's perfect. Alright, Planet Diver. Storm Ray, Planet Diver, and then we're just gonna have her spritz, since we might as well use it. Planet Diver. So much damage. Such a good move. There's another one in the sequel, a stronger version of Planet Diver. I think it's called Planetary, and that is super strong. Really good move. I believe in Planet Diver at the moment it just gives you attack plus 30 against their fire resistance, against their defense plus fire resistance or something along those lines. Ah, so here's where we get a hard cap too, because we need a. What we can do, I think, if I remember correctly, we can use halt on everything. We can use halt on the statues. Oh, okay, hold on. Let's see. Oops. If we've gotten halt already, it's something we can do. If not, we're forced to have to deal with these statues in the worst possible way. Because I don't think halt moves that far forward. No. So basically, this is where we get hard stopped by the game, because we don't have cloak yet, or the invisibility cloak. It's unfortunate, because I would like to continue through the rest of this dungeon, but it's probably for the better. The rest of the dungeon only gets more and more difficult from this point forward. So, anyway, we leave here now. And now we're gonna get to Tolby. Alright, leave the cave. But I do like getting the Crossbone Isles a little bit faster. It's kind of nice to be able to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Now we figured out the course to Toby. If we can make it to the Colosso in time, though. Which we should be able to now. But we did it. So now we're going to continue forward. Left team's timing is off. So now we got to swap over. Alright. We did it. And now we go. Alright. And now we find Tolby. So we get off. We finally finished the Crossbone Isles. We finally got across everything, and then we made the old man row a boat. And now everybody's just happy to be on shore again. And now Colosso's already going underway, which we'll eventually join to be a part of. We're here at the docks. If I remember correctly, there is something fun we can get here. So we want to move these little boxes off to the side just as a smidgen. I don't know if this is a potion or if it's a gin, but it's definitely something. It's probably a potion. Yeah, it was a potion. But we got it. Let's see. I don't know if any of these boxes are important for anything in particular. No. I'm just going to go in real quick. They're going to be like, the Caragul Sea is too dangerous now. So we can't go across that anymore. So everybody who went to the Colosso is now trapped here. Unfortunate for them. New recolors for the moles. Rabid moles, or mad moles. Very cute animals, I love them. But I'm going to take these guys out. We're going to get into Toby. And then I think we're going to end the stream there. So, hope you had fun watching. I might actually do a couple of the mini games real fast, just because I like lucky medals. Master Appear. Oh, so many good items. And we get the Angelic Ankh, which is very good for our casters, who have a Synergy Rod and a Frost Wand. So I'm going to actually swap out the Synergy Rod. And we're going to give that to him. I'm going to sell some of our trash, since I said that we'd be doing that once we got here. Lots of vials, lots of nuts, lots of elixirs, just tons of decent items, basically, but nothing too great. Witch's Wand was still on us. We're going to keep those vials on him, but we're going to sell the Weasel's Claw, and the Smoke Bombs, and the Sleep Bombs, and the Antidotes, just because we don't need those at this point. Alright, and then we're going to sell this Crystal Powder, since, again, we don't need it at this point. We're going to sell these Armored Boots. The defense isn't that worth it. We might keep the Healing Ring. We're going to sell this Claymore for sure. And we're going to sell this Arctic Blade. The Fairy Ring, we should probably equip on someone else. And then, again, selling the healing items that we don't need on Mia. Since, again, we don't need them. We have a couple lucky medals on Garrett. So we're going to give them to Isaac. And now here's just tons of armor that's available to everybody. Silver vests, things like that. What we're gonna do though, I'm gonna find out what the benefits are for using certain gear over other gear, or not certain gear over other gear. But there's no real artifacts here for armor. But what we do get is undershirts from the game corner. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the little game corner. My apologies, it's not a game corner, but how do we freeze that? Oh man, I don't remember. I do not remember how to freeze that item. But we need to freeze it to be able to get to the next gin. So anyway, what we're going to do... Oh, we have to go use growth on a little piece of thing down here. There you go, that's what it was. Yep, that's exactly what it was. So what we got to do... We'll grab this gin real fast. Growth right here. And then we frost. Move off to the side. And go back up. Now we grab the gin. There we go. Ember. Restores party PP. Very good. Very good. I like that a lot. But we're going to do the tickets at some other point on the next stream, most likely. I'm going to save the game so we don't have to repeat the first little bit. Oops. Yep. And now that we've saved, that's where we're going to be. That's where we're going to be ending today's game. So anyway, thank you guys so much thank you for watching all the way through the end. And see you next week at about the same time. I'm thinking about 11 o'clock on Wednesday, or maybe even 10. Again, I'll be updating the time going into the later in the week, just so that I'll know. Just because sometimes early in the morning just doesn't work out too well for me, 10 o'clock. Or I guess it's not really early, but it just doesn't work out as well for me. But we'll find out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And this is Patrick, signing off.